Respecting yourself is going to let you adequately reject rubbish, but respecting yourself is going to also help you adequately not turning yourself into rubbish. It's also borderline beyond you being a father, you're a human being, you know. And if some fathers can't really provide, it must just be that there's something wrong somewhere in the life of that human being.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, you're tuned in to the number one podcast in the motherfucking world. And that's on whatever charts you are checking. I said what I said.
Well, you need to increase your own ranking on the charts.
Listen.
The Afrobeats charts.
This is the Terms and Conditions podcast. We are back.
My brother.
Like
Triple
nyesh.
captain.
Like nyesh. We
Triple
ain't talking that
captain.
BBL shit. Real
Can you
nyesh.
just stop, please?
Real nyesh. People
Beyond
with
Nyash is serious,
people with the
so-
lack of natural resource spoken
Shut
about
up.
are complaining.
Can you just shut up? Don't do that. Why are you laughing?
However,
I'm clearing my
we've
throat.
we've got a special guest in the building. VEC is in the building. Welcome back. Welcome back.
Ekule.
Welcome back.
You know that's been our
Welcome
best,
back.
our best performing episode on YouTube.
Actually, yes.
Are you serious?
Yes,
Yeah.
that episode.
The one with
That
Vector,
episode-
right?
Yeah.
People butchered.
Like people were cutting
They were
it
cutting
on
out.
their own and
like
posting on
butcher.
different places.
That's hard.
Especially
Yeah.
that article. article about blogs even took it up.
And
Yeah,
wrote-
oh,
and wrote
blinking
stories
in
about
Morse
it.
code.
Yeah. Making it Morse code.
People butchered it into different parts and posted.
I mean, Alhamdulillah, isn't it?
God's
God
great,
good,
I
I
can't
can't
lie.
TESLIM has finally dropped.
Finally, oh!
Yes, my G.
The energy still lives in me.
Mm-hmm.
Shout out to the listening party because I was there. This fucker was not there.
I wasn't.
This other fucker was not there, but I was there.
So what are you winning now?
I was there and I was and I remember that.
I didn't even know about the listening until.
I remember that
I saw you
I was with
taking
some
pictures with
buddies and they were
buddies.
distracting me. I was with some buddies and they were distracting me, and then I heard
Mercy.
no, I heard the intro track.
Yeah.
Like the track with the OAP talk
Yeah.
like an interview.
Yeah.
And even the girl I was with, I was like, calm down. I need to
feel am.
hear what's
I don't
going
understand.
on.
You told his body to calm down.
Yeah, she had to calm down. She was doing too much.
I mean, body with the body, huh? Say farabalẹ̀.
She was into like, calm down. Have some tom tom. Tom tom was in the building.
Oh my god!
But yes,
that's my
great,
favorite track.
great project all around.
Blessings.
My favorite. Okay, before I even get to my favorite, what was the? How long did this project take? Because we've gotten
That's
vibes
a
before
very good
TESLIM, the EP, which was what year?
2019. Late 2019.
So how long did this project take?
I've been building TESLIM since. Okay, the funny thing is, it was supposed to drop earlier, but then life just kept on happening differently. You
What was
know
the
what I
life that
mean?
was happening though?
What?
What was the life that was happening? No, it was before COVID.
Yeah, it was just a bunch of stuff, like including with Popsy passing.
Oh.
You know, you just kind of like start to reevaluate stuff. And it just we just started to take this one really nah. But it was about the sound majorly as well.
Okay.
I wanted something that I knew it's kind of like, be the difference, be what you think is missing.
Mm-hmm.
So I wanted to actually do something proper with the sound, and not just being lyrical genius over everybody else, but just do the appropriate thing. So it was taking its own time. Like I was saying earlier, people suffer in different ways. Some people suffer in other ways, while some people suffer in, say, maybe forex policy ways.
Yeah.
Yes, no. So you're
Yeah.
trying to pay somebody outside of the country. You can't even spend $100 on a card in Nigeria. All
Yep.
those things just, it just always forms. You're losing money trying to send money.
Yep.
So all those things came into
Yeah.
play, building the album, but it was a relentless effort, I guess. Nothing was going to stop it. We always found our way until we got here.
And you're talking about the loss of your dad. You've touched upon it at different points on the album, but I think the part where it strikes the most was probably "I Need You," where you were talking about, I think, the spirit's always with you.
Your grandpa left, but he's a part of me.
Exactly.
He's a part of you.
Yeah,
He's
yeah.
part of everything you do.
Yeah. Did any of your daughters meet your dad?
Yes.
Or did they remember him?
Probably. I
You would-
mean, I'd have to be in her head. I'm like, oh yeah, this is the memory right here. You do remember. Like,
Yeah.
but I guess so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And what did you mean by the spirits? Or what were you trying to tell her in that particular space, though?
It's just passing down I feel it's noble blood. It's passing down the conversation of my father's noble blood through his son to her. It's ironic.
Yeah.
It's pretty much lifeline. So solidifying your own tree and making sure the hanging fruit, recognizes the leaves and the branches, like it's then to the stem. It's pretty much just affirming that to her, so she understands.
Yeah.
When it's time to read the lyrics, she'll understand.
I mean, a lot of presence on them, references to your children on the album, across the album generally.
We got to hear them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
One.
We had to hear
One of them.
One.
Shaki Shambola is some kids from Lafayette G actually.
Oh.
Yeah. Yeah, I just thought, okay. Oh yeah, my way and they just did that.
Mad.
Yeah, so.
Then you were talking about like being a baby daddy or something. That in the opening track.
The
I
opening
realized
track.
baby mama drama is the worst part of being a father.
Yeah.
Yes.
When was that song recorded?
It was recorded when it was recorded.
Oh my god.
But like that particular track where you said you realized that
Baby mama drama is the worst part of being a father.
Yeah.
is that
Is it a lie?
No, it's not.
Yeah.
Tolani, you can't say you've never been a father, so chill.
Now,
Don't worry, we've seen a lot of fathers.
Please,
We have
no,
had
no,
one at
no,
least.
because just to like context to the conversation, right? When we have these conversations about fatherhood, having children with someone that you are not married to, probably the baby mama, baby daddy dynamics. A lot of times when we hear these stories on social media, it's always from the baby mamas saying the baby daddies are being dramatic. We rarely ever hear the baby daddies come out to have
Drake just call his baby mama a fluke.
Well, we rarely ever hear baby daddies come out to like attack the baby mamas and say, "Oh, they do that anyways," but it's not always as it's not as popular
call his baby mama a
as
fluke.
the baby mamas.
They also always say the fathers are absent. So even in the
Exactly.
arguments,
So there's,
you know,
there's no drama because the men are not even there. So who are you trying to
Like
do the drama with?
That was a great joke.
like the like the transcendence of the absence.
But generally, men don't even complain.
Where?
Men swallow. And just
Swallow what?
Their
pain,
pride.
Better.
Yeah.
What?
Like, why would you think he's making such a nasty
What
reference?
else?
No, but why would he be making such a reference to you?
Melody.
To me?
No,
Fix
but
your mind.
It's
Fix
you.
But
Your life.
I feel like sometimes when you own something, you're the best person to know how good it tastes or not before giving it to other people.
What the hell are you talking about?
No, I'm just saying, like, you should.
You're sounding like this what mothers do.
But back to the conversation, Vector. Please, back to the conversation.
Okay.
Do you? How do you have that? How do you manage to navigate that space in a respectful way?
When you just respect yourself. Respecting yourself is going to let you adequately reject rubbish, but respecting yourself is going to also help you adequately not turning yourself into rubbish. It's also borderline beyond you being a father, you're a human being, you know. And if some fathers can't really provide, it must just be that there's something wrong somewhere in the life of that human being.
How do you separate it though? Like,
how do you
being
mean?
a father and the fact that you're a human being as well, because both have
Exactly.
needs.
You don't have a choice. Your head will scratch.
But I mean, so I have a lot of friends, like especially like women, and what a lot. I know about 3 of them or about 4 that have told me that they felt like their fathers didn't want to have children, like, and it affected his relationship with them. Do you get like the men in those situations just blatantly? It felt like they didn't care. But my opinion of them was maybe they just didn't want to have children, and those girls actually admitted it.
You will never know what. That's also one of the things that the man suffers.
You will never know
Doesn't
the true
talk.
story.
You never know why. At some point it might just be frustration. We never take time to acknowledge the mental strength that it takes to be a man.
A man now.
In the real sense of being a man. So you will never know what that was about. But I mean,
he probably doesn't even know that.
It was becoming a man myself made me realize what could have been the reasons why my dad acted certain ways in the past.
Yeah.
You get what I mean? Like, especially knowing a lot more now about society and the construct of society and the ideologies behind the present construct of societies, you know, of society as is. So knowing all those now, I'm like, oh, okay. Now I know what work transferred aggression can be. I know what all those type of things are, you know. So yeah, it can be anything.
As we always tell you on every episode, please, if you have your PVC, make sure you vote. Your vote is important. We are trying to make this country better for each and every one of us. Get your PVCs and vote. If you have your PVC, please post it online with the hashtag Vote for Nigeria and the hashtag I registered. Vote and let us make this country better for each and every one of us. Cheers.
Anyway, but you spoke, like, I think in terms of honesty, my episode TESLIM was actually quite honest, but I felt like in terms of the depth of the honesty and the topics, I feel like a lot of things on this one were very, very, the depth was there.
Yeah.
Quite
In terms of the
intentional.
things, yeah.
Well, vibes what Slim was the vibes before the main. I've always had to deal mentally with the fact that, well, first of all, let's establish this: artists don't get any, you know, molding. In Nigeria and Africa in general, you just become an artist and you do what you're doing.
So sorry, when you say molding, do you mean like the part where the artist is going through like artist development part?
I feel like the human development then becomes the artist development. Truly, you know what I mean? Like it's human development that becomes artist development, and nobody ever really helps you with that. You know, there are no institutions that prepare you for stuff. I just feel like putting that out there because a lot of acts that even eventually had to make music.
Yeah.
Like it's madness, especially in Nigeria.
Yeah. But I'm going back to this conversation about like being a father makes you baby mama drama hits you different when you're a father.
Yeah.
If the person that was directed at, or if the person hears it and the person gives you a call, what would you say?
Or was it even directed at anybody?
I'll say hello.
How are you?
What the person says, like, you could have had this conversation with me or something.
Are you serious? Well, nah, that wouldn't be a conversation. You know what I mean? There's conviction in my saying. It's not. It's personal conviction, and it is, you know, like universal truth. That's why it will most likely not appeal to people because people are thinking based on particularities. You know?
Yeah.
But the universal truth is always the universal truth.
Do you think that's a universal truth though?
What's a universal truth?
The sentence you made about fatherhood and baby mama drama.
Yes, I think it's a universal truth that the worst part of being a father is you just getting into trouble simply because you're a father. Like if there was no child,
I won't be here with this drama.
Avra could fucking Davra, my G. But you know,
now I have to deal with this because
especially if you're a father that wants to be there,
as you should be anyway.
Yeah. So maybe to segue into the earlier conversation, you realize that a lot of conversation coming from the mothers, especially if they're separated, is selfish. Selfish, not in the derogatory way. Selfish as in self-serving. Self-serving is self-centered. It's usually about how disappointed they are in the other person, and I mean vice versa, I guess. Well, barely, because men don't really. I barely see a man who, I mean, not unless you're FFK, that's trying to take kids from the mother. You know.
Oh God!
Shots fired.
Right, but
is that the only time I've seen that though? Yeah, because
I mean,
they
you know,
Cristiano Ronaldo.
that would be a universal truth, you know.
Yeah.
So for Vector, I just to, and this is not to say or throw any shades or whatever. I feel like
I'm wearing one.
when you said that you rarely ever see situations where the fathers are trying to take the children from the mothers, like to
No, I mean in that argument of we hear more about deadbeat dads than deadbeat moms. That's what I'm trying to say.
Okay.
Not because I'm categorically saying men don't. No, I don't.
Yeah.
But we hear more
about
Deadbeat
women
dads,
who
yeah.
think their fathers
baby
are not
daddies are
present.
deadbeats.
Plus, based
Yeah.
on stats that have happened,
Yeah.
people have seen certain conditioning has created that for
Yeah.
So I'm not even contesting anything or trying to do anything.
Yeah, I get you.
Yeah.
How do you as a person now, Vector, especially when you're in relationships, maybe parenting, family, relationships with your partner, someone you're with and all of that. How do you draw the line between being self-serving or being selfish and knowing that you no longer belong to yourself entirely and you have to put other people's feelings first? Because I feel like a lot of times people do not know how to navigate when to be selfish and when to know that you are supposed to put another person before yourself.
Well, if you are putting that person before yourself for your own good, that means you're still selfish in that phase, right? And now you must. Human beings always act like their brain is not to be used other than to just listen to what people are saying to them. You base it, right? There's always a balance. There's always a balance. It depends on maybe it's what you want to do.
Yeah.
You balance it now. Like you do other things, you're here. You found a balance. It's an argument that will make a lot of men say, "We told you." If a man wants to have time, he will have time, right? But you will always find the balance. It's not because anything is perfect.
Yeah.
It's just mainly because it's what you want to do. You know what I mean? So, yeah,
This reminds me of something that caused quite some chaos, some hula baloo on Nigerian Twitter. A video that came out where Michelle Obama was talking about relationships and marriages.
No.
So in the video, Michelle
she's
Obama,
writing she has a new book.
She has a new book coming. Has it dropped?
No, yeah. I don't
It's
think
coming.
it's dropped yet.
But and this book is more personal. It's more marriage, love, balancing stuff like that, career and whatnot.
Okay.
So in the clip, it's a soundbite. So in the clip, she's saying there were times in her marriage, in her marriage to Barack, where it felt like she was carrying 70%
of the marriage.
And Barack was carrying 30%.
At the beginning of their marriage, I think
especially at the beginning.
Like
she was like, as crazy as it sounds, it had to work like that for
the kind of home she was looking to build.
Yeah, for the kind of home she was looking to build, for who Barack was becoming.
Did she say that though?
Yeah, for who Barack was becoming. Yeah. So
I think she said like where they wanted to go.
Yeah, they like both of them basically had a vision.
Yeah.
Right. So Barack knew he was always going to
run for office. Maybe senatorial level, not president, but because of that, she had to do more of. Her career had to take a slow. Her career had to pause, right? And Barack would do his thing, and she was at home with the kids. And she was like, I see a lot of young people today
giving up.
They're like, oh,
this relationship is
not working. Why am I carrying 70%? I'm out. Why am I doing this?
So she was basically saying that she feels that this generation we give up too easily when it comes to alignment of relationships.
Because nobody's willing to sacrifice.
This caused quite a ruckus because
feminist Twitter.
I wouldn't say feminist.
Can you just try?
Actually, I agree.
Can you try to have a practical conversation?
No.
Without doing this, your
Melody, you would be pleased. Melody, you'd be pleased to know that Solani was on the side of the feminists.
I know, but he was always doing this agenda. Oh, feminism.
I mean, but
that's
doing it
but
now?
that's literally the section that kicked up against
the section that kicked up against that particular clip against Michelle was the feminist.
It's not about you turning.
What do you think about? Okay, first of all, what do you think about what Michelle said?
You think we give up too easily?
I don't have that amount of data to validate.
But from what you've seen,
in comparison
from
to
what I've seen, where
to like older people. Okay, let's use you, Vector, now. Of course, you are in this new generation, kinda. In comparison to like relationships you've experienced with your fathers, mothers, Vector, you are very knowledgeable. You know how this thing works. You have friends who are in relationships and stuff. Do you think it's different? Do you think this generation is different?
It's true that we have been influenced by a lot of external things in relationships. So when we get into that relationship and you realize that that external thing is just an external thing, people then start to think again. Like people want to you want to be in a relationship with somebody that you are sure that it can never be perfect for you, but then you keep trying to push them towards, I feel like people don't hang with themselves because they really want to be around themselves. I know sometimes you tell the lie so much that it starts to, feel true. I.e., Nigeria no feel good,
Yeah. Facts.
Yeah.
Facts.
So it's a slippery slope.
Fair enough. So I think what I picked from that is like compatibility. Barack and Michelle might be very compatible.
I also
Why should money or financial capability hold any water with you and somebody that you're sure that if you guys lived in a hole together, you'd still feel safe with them?
Do you think money or financial conversation is not relevant enough?
No, that's not what he's saying.
No, I'm asking generally. Do you think it's not relevant?
It's not relevant enough in the situation of being with a partner.
You don't think money is... Why do you think so? Please tell me that.
The reason why you're together is not for financial purposes. So what then is the value of a financial argument?
Do you think lack? But wait, but do you think lack of it of finances can affect or bring the end of the relationship?
What then is the for better for worse than they told you in church?
Or wherever you were told.
We're going to go through all struggles except finances.
No.
Right. I beg, Jerry.
I think that's hearing you say that is good because Tolani, of course, has a different opinion, right?
Why are you being Tolani's head right now?
No, he's always talking about it. It's very important for Tolani and still to be with women with money.
It's okay for them if that's what they want.
I'm just saying, Joe, but should that
We're trying to reverse the course.
Hey yo,
Victor is just saying
we are feminists. We want women to have money. We want women to have money.
We are lesbians.
Yeah, come on.
See, let me tell you. See, I feel like the simple things in life, people just overcomplicate it.
Yeah.
If I'm with a woman that has money, why don't I want that? Like, I don't understand. Why don't I even want my woman to be able to... Wait, you think all men just like to just be...
Paying bills all the
every
time.
And guy, if your woman can afford to do shit, what you can afford is not a consideration in what we feel now.
Yes.
And so with or without. So if you want, let her be wealthy. As a matter of fact, since you two wouldn't mind your lover to be wealthy as a man too can, want his lover as a woman to be wealthy.
Mr. Lover.
Vector.
What's the problem?
I'm not even talking to you guys. Vector, I feel like you're doing this thing where... Wait, let me say my point. Vector, you're doing this thing where you say something and you see that what you're saying is really cool and I'm agreeing with you and we're having a very good time. And because Tonani and Excel don't agree, you have to be on the side of men.
That's
Why
not true.
No, Vector just said something now that financial, finances should not be like one of the major reasons why you're with, or should not be like a major thing to consider.
Yeah.
Now, both, and I'll tell you now that both of them are always seeking out women who have money. They're not going to go on.
Whoa, seeking out. Come on,
Maybe
bro.
not seeking out, but they are very intentional about being with women that have money.
So here's the problem. So here's the problem, Melody.
No, not anymore.
First
Please,
is
you have to cut that. It's too much of a legend.
First is first.
Yeah.
It's not a problem if I want a woman that has money and I want to be living like a bad bitch. It's not a problem. Do you understand? Like, women do it all the time. Nobody's mad.
Bad dog.
No. So my own is
No. Wait. But what I'm saying, what I'm saying in particular situations is, I don't want to marry someone that has to rely on me. Do you understand? Like, I want someone that has something to bring to the table.
And that's fair.
Someone that has their own money. And major reason is not even because I want to spend the person's money. No.
Safety.
Is one, security. Two, because we have a lot of shit to do with money. Children, for example. I've seen people whose fathers die and the mothers can't take care of shit.
I agree.
Because she doesn't even know where the money is. She doesn't know how to take care of the money. She's just there wearing gold, going to Dubai. Bruh, the children are suffering.
Yes, I agree.
Do you understand? Like, you have to marry someone that if you die today, me personally, if I were to die, my children are fine. Do you understand?
Yes, I agree. It's fine. Ichaba on your body of work.
Yes.
I was reading.
Chaba is your guy.
No, Jesus Christ.
Where's your guy now?
Well, Chaba is your guy.
Well, at least we all know Jesus is.
I don't even know what you're saying. Well, so you said he has a peculiar voice.
Yes.
Tell us about that.
He has a peculiar voice.
He does, actually.
Ichaba is the only person that sounds like Ichaba, yes?
Yeah.
True.
Actually.
True.
Actually.
If you hear him, you know he's
Actually.
Yeah.
Actually.
He has a unique voice.
Chaba lavish.
Yes, like once we hear his voice, it was I think there was this Instagram video where he was singing at the car park before he was signed
Yeah, I
to
remember. I
GM.
remember this
Yeah.
video. I remember this video.
I knew from that moment that he had this
That's
peculiar
crazy that
voice.
you remember.
Mhm.
This is
Yeah,
old.
he was wearing a white polo shirt, wasn't he?
Yes, this is old.
Ichaba.
Yeah, I could hear it from the first listen.
I
So
never
because
saw
I
that
was fucking
video.
with some girl from IB, and Chaba was a big deal in IB. So I remember
Chaba
that
is a
she
big deal in IB.
is. Thank you very much. I remember that she sent me the video. Like, this is the guy I've always been telling you about. That this is. Damn.
Yeah.
Chaba lavish. Shout out to
Mhm.
him.
Yes,
Chaba,
sir.
reply your DMs.
Alright, Chaba, Motolani the answer. Before I can go do what's with that show?
Post fact.
Facts only. Facts only.
The facts only.
God, Vector is the worst.
Yes, sir.
Have you guys been following all the drama around the World Cup?
What drama?
So
So I need to ask Vector, are you in this world? Or do you intentionally stay off social media?
That's not true. He knows.
'Cause
No,
this is the second
so
thing
I've
you said
heard
you
something
judge-
about not drinking alcohol.
okay.
I'm at the stage where I know that the problem in front of us and the opportunity they're equally gigantic.
Yeah.
You know, problem and opportunity in Nigeria. So
Yeah.
I know they pull my mind
For
Still
other
want to
other
people don't even
wahala.
watch Arsenal the parallel say whether I could go easy.
So for example, this big, I'm not going to mention the name of the brand, but this big beer brand is one of the sponsors of the
Oh
World
yeah,
Cup.
yeah, yeah.
Yep.
yeah. I know what
And
you're
few
talking
days
about.
too, the understanding was by the fans, by even that beer company, was that there would be beer available at the
Yeah,
stadiums.
yeah.
And few days, let's say the opening day is Sunday, Friday, Qatar announces that there will be no beer at the stadium.
Yeah.
But do people really think they were gonna have beer at the stadium?
Yes.
Yes, now
That
a
was
beer
part of the
brand,
agreement.
Bro, why would a beer brand be a
beer
name
brand
partner
is
at
like
the World
the
Cup if they are not going to
biggest
drink beer?
sponsor.
Because I thought they always said from the beginning.
No.
You know how Qatar is this kind of
It was
the
2 or 3 days before.
Yeah, so 2 or 3 days before they make that announcement that listen, no, just in case you got it twisted, there will be no beer at the stadiums. Then there was this understanding that FIFA would do their normal LGBTQ on like some clubs, some teams, some countries rather would do that on their jerseys. And Qatar put out message say, hello, we don't play like that. There was an interview, bro. I wish you saw this. I wish you saw this interview on CNN. They had an official from Qatar, one of their politicians, with I can't remember her name, but she's the sports. She's a white lady. It's not Becky Anderson. She's a white lady that reports on sports for CNN. White lady, and she was like, what are we going to do? What do you think about the fact that homosexuals are marginalized against in Qatar? And the guy was like, no, Qatar is a moderate society. Whatever you do inside your house,
It's your problem.
Congress. Once you come outside, don't try. The guy was like, be it heterosexual, homosexual, any sexual, just don't do it outside. If you do it outside, we
Let me
will
cut your
carry you.
hand.
And she was like, why? Like, Qatar is a modest society. It's how we built it.
Yeah.
You have built your society and you
In a
said
different way.
people can proclaim love on the streets, right? She's like, yes, congrats. We have said we are a modern society. But, bro, she tried to twist and twist. The guy kept giving the same.
response.
Media
That
trained.
guy was media
Media
trained like
trained.
mad. He kept giving the same answer and he kept making her look somehow. Like he kept making her look foolish. She had to stop at some point. Like, okay, I give
She's
up.
stupid.
Bro,
The moment you ask the question once, you get the response. Move on. It's not going to
But
change.
Vector, this conversation about Qatar not being open to certain things and permit and people are going in for
also
work.
sorry, but there's also been these stories, and a lot of those stories, because I did my own digging, right? So there have been stories that migrant workers who built the stadiums and whatnot died in the process of building the
Yeah.
stadiums.
Hmm.
On the figure, there's been a lot of
Manipulations.
confusion. For example, the first report was that 15,000 migrant workers
That's
have
not true.
died. But that is not true. But what it's true is Amnesty International were the ones that even put that out. But what is actually true is since like in the last decade, 15,000 migrant workers have died in Qatar. Like, Qatar is a shitty place for you to be a migrant and be working in. Like, it's a shitty. You are not protected in any way, by the government or the police.
So you must have dirty money.
Yeah, but in regards to the World Cup, people now took that figure and were like 15,000 people died because which is not true. But apparently there are stories that some footballers have come out to say we're not comfortable with this. Of course, it's the ones not going for World Cup. Some media outlets, which made our guy Piers Morgan was like, listen, I don't understand you people. You are there, you are playing. It's not like England said we will not go. BBC is literally there. So why are you complaining about people that you knew about people that died before you went? Why are you now complaining when you are there? So all this drama has been happening. Yeah, you didn't see this?
Well, I know that people think Ronaldo went to report to Piers Morgan.
Yeah.
Right. So I'd see some of those things, but for me, it's always the neutral space. And that neutral space is, if you know that hosting a competition as big as the World Cup is, is going to attract a bunch of people.
Yeah.
It's nice that everything that you stand for be considered before the agreement.
Yeah.
So it's like, yes, we want you to come and do, you can't eat your cake and have it, that type of situation. Because the infidels are the ones you are advertising your community to.
Yeah.
The ones that go back home and drink. So it's, to me, personal, is before you even get to the point where the World Cup is starting and 3 days to kick off or to the start, you're saying, no, let it be that everybody has known what it is. Like, so you too, that you're saying this, who you are, is it who you were? Before we go here, like for me, that's what it is. Other than that,
but Victor, I see this Qatar conversation like in different ways. First and foremost, I think that everyone in the world, we all know what Qatar is as a country. Been there, like done did it. We know how restrictive they are in certain situations. If you now decide to go host the World Cup, then you should check yourself.
See.
Then I also heard that when I was reading about it, I don't know. They said that this agreement was made years ago, like 2010.
World Cup was Qatar was hosting the World Cup was like.
Well, it was.
Qatar has been preparing to host the World Cup for a long time, longer
but
than that.
Let's not forget,
it was between Qatar and England.
Yes,
and David Beckham
and Australia as well.
David Beckham campaigned for Qatar.
Bro,
but let's not forget that 20
and Australia was in that.
David Beckham campaigned for
forget
Qatar.
that at the time when they had this agreement, that was like 2010 something. The conversation for representation and inclusivity for homosexuals wasn't as loud as this.
It wasn't, but it was starting.
It was starting, but it wasn't as loud as this
No,
at
Melody.
the time.
Melody, here's the thing. There are problems. There have been problems. People have faulted FIFA for hosting a World Cup in Qatar.
Me too. I don't understand the rationale.
You understand? No offense, but it makes no fucking sense. Right? I understand why they did it. I get it.
When it's Qatar, it makes no fucking sense.
Nice. I get it because it's inclusion and inclusivity.
Yeah.
If you are going to do that, that's why they want to put them there. But at the same time, you are stopping a season for it. Players are going to be fatigued. It's winter, right? Now those guys are now bringing their culture to it. Now, to go back to the culture to part of Qatar, you want to bring the world to Qatar because tourism is one of your big. You want to be making a lot of money from tourism, like your UAE counterparts are doing.
Yep.
You want to increase the attraction of your country, but now you're putting restrictions there.
Yep.
Do you understand?
Yep.
Are you focused?
Especially where the match is taking place, which is Doha.
Do you understand?
Doha is they don't fuck around,
bro.
Dubai is Trabaye,
bro. Niggas can't Trabaye.
You can go to Dubai, but Doha they don't fuck around at all.
Like, so what is? Do you want? What is your goal? I'm sorry to sound like this. So is your goal to introduce the world to your culture of chastity? Do you understand?
Mm-hmm.
But why did the world go to them?
The world didn't go to them. They submitted a bid.
A bid.
A money day.
Corruption come from this thing. Joseph Blatter was fired because of the corruption from this.
Yes. Have you watched? There's a documentary about FIFA
on Tifo Football on YouTube.
I've not seen it.
On Netflix.
Oh, FIFA Uncovered.
FIFA Uncovered on Netflix. They released it just in time before the World Cup. You need to watch it. The corruption is
bro.
mad.
Yeah,
when you have to watch Tifo Football,
I started watching it.
Bro.
It's a heavy one.
It's mad. It's a mad thing.
So
I mean, I guess that's where my stance would be like, so what did you guys agree?
yes.
Whoever reached out to who first, okay. At least somebody reached out and both of you agreed to do something. What was that agreement?
Yeah.
If things changed, COVID also happened. I'm like,
Yeah.
okay, gotcha. What is the new
agreement?
There's a review to it. And
Yeah.
if it doesn't work, so what are the penalties, back and
Yeah.
forth? It's easy. As long as everybody has stated what it is before they move.
Any particular team you think would win the World Cup?
That's a good question.
Anyone you're rooting for since we didn't
To be honest
make
with
it
you, I'm just watching it. I'm watching a great game. I'm watching Bukayo Saka. I'm seeing him play with his teammates. I'm watching how he's doing there.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I'm watching.
Fantastic
I
match.
want to see
England, Iran. That was a
Yes.
good one.
He held it
It's
down,
not
and I
coming
kept
up
on
as
saying,
well.
I don't feel for that team only for those of us to enter
Yeah.
to fire catch, right? So I'm enjoying that,
The
but I'm
game.
also looking out for France because of Saliba. All
Yeah.
Arsenal players, Martinelli. I feel like this. I just need to keep watching to see whether there's that.
Yeah,
spark
man, you
there.
fan, Ravi.
He's an
Arsenal
Arsenal fan.
fan.
Top of the league.
Why do I always think you're?
We
For
are
now.
top of the league. Boom, boom. We are
now.
top of the league, bruv.
Well, I don't know.
There's always been an Arsenal fan, like since
Always.
always.
Forever.
Always.
And there's always been very vocal about it.
Always.
Yeah.
And you missed that, bruv.
Victor, I see
Call
that
yourself a
Sad.
journalist.
on your
Yeah.
you have Eric
Nice.
on there.
Yes.
There was a conversation
Shout out,
that
paper boy.
there was a
Yeah.
conversation that happened like a couple of days ago on social media. I hope Victor saw this one, and it was about Yoruba tax in the music industry. Right?
Oh my lord.
Where people were saying that certain artists in the industry have been able to get ahead of the other ones because of like the fact that they are Yoruba and all of that. And I remember when there was a conversation at some point on social media where Eriga had to jump in it, where people were talking about, I can't remember what brought up the conversation. It was about rap, where Eriga was saying that I can't remember, but it was him talking about how him not being in Lagos has. Do you remember the
Yeah, that was 2019.
yeah, 2019. Him not being in Lagos, maybe he might have. I think it was on his list or something.
So
I
the
can't
Yoruba
remember.
tax
Yeah.
is even more than just if you're a Yoruba artist. Even in the industry, like the execs and whatnot,
mostly.
Yorubas, and they will always favor their people,
Yeah.
their award shows.
And some
This is a
people being-
sentiment that
And
has
some
existed
people
for a
being
long
in
time.
Lagos, some people being in Lagos has helped some people get ahead of other people who do not live in Lagos.
But the argument is the same everywhere now, in different realities.
Yeah.
So there's every language tax.
Yeah. If you're a rapper in Buffalo,
I mean,
or
good luck with the
Connecticut,
wings.
or Connecticut, or Tulsa. You're not in New York, you're not in LA. Come on.
No, there's always. But then again, even if you are from Tulsa, I get some kind of things where Tulsa artists go to enjoy, where New York
No, you
artists
not go
go enjoy. So, but yeah, I can understand what those arguments are.
I think
But
it's.
do you understand how they feel? Do you think for you as Vector, do you think any of those things played a huge role in your popularity?
To be honest with you, I think I'm the only Yoruba musician that I don't. I mean, compared to like, say like my other Yoruba counterparts or colleagues in the game, I'm the only person that doesn't even get plenty ibile thing. Like I don't have Yoruba. I have love.
Fair enough.
And I don't feel like I have Yoruba tax, because there are a lot of settings that I am, if I'll feel awkward.
And the way it works is like wherever you go in this country, you're loved. I've seen videos where you went to a barracks in the north. Where was that?
Yeah, we went to it was actually the base against that is set up against Boko Haram in Maiduguri.
In Meduguri.
Yeah.
And I remember you wore the camo,
Yeah,
you wore
yeah.
the full camo outfit.
Yeah.
And I remember the reactions of the soldiers. They lost their fucking minds. I still remember that video vividly in my head.
Do you
was-
have like
it was-
women there? Just a minute.
Did you relax?
No, ironically, there aren't so many women in the army.
Would you look at that?
Look at that. Feminism.
Vector,
I mean, that day I saw
Women,
four-
feminism.
Vector, really?
that day I
Man,
saw
them
what,
catching the
maybe,
bullets, women too.
like in uniform.
We love it.
in uniform, if I don't think I saw 10 women in uniform that day.
This reminds me.
I say hundreds of men. though.
Nigerian army fix up.
UN.
Nigerian army should fix
Nigerian
up.
army fix up.
No, Nigerian women to go to the
Army.
military.
Women out
It's
here
like
wanting
this.
to fight.
Come, like.
You won't die.
Yo, but shout out to the woman because now woman be that jet fighter herself now be bad guy.
Yeah, the UN. Oh my God, I'm trying to remember the name of the the section, but it's UN something journalism, right? Like it's a section of the UN that speaks for journalists being freedom of speech, yada yada. They put out a tweet that is it 6 or like a statistics, I can't remember, like 6 of 10 out of 10 women, out of 10 journalists killed or imprisoned or whatever are women. No, killed even. It was killed are women. We need to
protect.
We need to protect more women and reduce the number of women that are killed. So people on Twitter were like, maybe they kill the man them. What are you saying?
Well, the supposed to protect women. Something.
What are you saying? Make we protect women. Make the man them they die.
So we're not saying they not die, but now the women too. They
oh my Lord. Like that day, Twitter went haywire on UN. Like, what are you saying? Would you protect women and kill the male journalists? What?
But anyway, back to this back to this album, right? You referenced Sound Sultan on this album.
Yeah, you did.
Were you guys close?
Yeah,
very close.
I mean, off the top of my head, I would see you guys having basketball in common.
Fair enough.
Off the top of my head.
You still play?
Nah.
You don't play basketball, though?
Me, no.
When was the last time you played?
You don't think? Which are they find them?
As in how?
I mean, I played. I knew basketball wasn't my way. You know what I mean? So, I mean, I work out, but not necessarily with sports like basketball.
Yeah.
Even football. So if I wonder how sometimes I go see person you go play football, you won't. You footballer.
I give you money.
Why this?
Like,
why this?
As in, there was one time I saw Sexy Still as in needed zero. Now football.
Sexy Still?
Maybe you are more of an artist than a footballer. you fall for stage. No, not football. I be wearing the because needles and stitches. You know, you be bad guy tell also machine fall for your leg. No, now you they play ball, person slider, you know, blowing your eye. Like I don't know why I'm playing football with you and you feel the need to hard tackle and shift my ankle.
Oh.
Like,
when we're not being paid pounds for this.
You they go walk up after year.
When we're not being paid pounds for this.
Honestly, how I feel when I watch like people. This is not shit to anybody. I feel like a lot of times this is the reaction I have when I see like the way people gravitate towards football when they are watching it and they are betting and they are swearing. I go beat you. I'm like, what is going on? And when they even maybe try to personalize things and say, oh, my team, why as the Wenger, no buy this person. Now you cost Fabregas, baby. And I'm like, they will not be fighting and costing that. I'm like, you don't even get paid.
You don't think
what do you mean by
Melody sit down for any football
bro,
conversation?
Fabregas.
Fabregas.
I mean, it also depends on the location where you go.
Ali Washo.
Shut up. No way. Forget the Fabregas. Okay, making it more recent. Look at this Lionel Messi and Cristiano Ronaldo conversation. See how people were upset that Ronaldo had that interview where he was berating the coach. And I'm like, what are you people on about? I feel like people putting too much energy into those things.
Well, I guess that's how men are. Yeah, how else will men play? There's too much energy now.
Bro.
Where more throw and keep? It has to come out, you know.
Maybe go to war or something. Build an ark.
Oh wow!
So you don't want peace in. So
Build
all
an
the peace
ark.
in Ukraine is fancy.
Wait, bro, so
it's just hashtags.
Wow, you just said that casually.
It's just hashtags.
Like,
You are with the UN people. That they should stop killing female journalists.
My guy, he say, where do you want to put the energy? I go to war.
Say go to war.
Should they eat cassava?
Build an ark.
What about corn?
That's why I saw one tweet one day, one baby in Yankee Twitter, and the tweet had like thousands of retweets. She was like, "Dear Lord, the men you put on earth to go to war are now doing podcasts." I'm like,
I swear.
waiting be
The
this.
next time I see it, I'm going to put on my story.
Waiting be this.
Go back
Women
to
are
you
toxic
and your
to us,
story.
man. As we always tell you on every episode, please, if you have your PVC, make sure you vote. Your vote is important. We are trying to make this country better for each and every one of us. Get your PVCs and vote. If you have your PVC, please post it online with the hashtag Vote for Nigeria and the hashtag I registered. Vote and let us make this country better for each and every one of us. Cheers.
So lots of political statements as well.
On the album?
Yeah.
Maybe not political statements, just to galvanize sometimes, commentary here and there. Where are you right now politically?
I don't understand.
Like, what's your mindset right now? Because a lot of people tend to feel like, me personally, I feel like we're in a phase of change that might not happen in 2023.
Okay, that's your feeling.
Yeah.
That's
Where are
that's
you
cool.
right now?
Me?
Are you certain of that's going to happen
That change is going to happen?
in 2023?
I'm more interested in the change that deals with me than any other person.
I think
What do you mean?
I remember the last time you came here, you said, if I remember the statement correctly, you said these days you feel you need to be more patriotic than ever.
Yeah. So I'm more interested in the, you see, the smallest things that we all should be doing,
Yeah.
you know, to make things work.
Yeah.
That is also the most important, at least right now.
Mm.
You know, so I don't have any. I'm more interested in what what I'm supposed to do, where I'm supposed to be, you know, the kind of things I'm supposed to be interested in. It's a tough space to be, you know, especially with the general public that seems to be the multitude that is wrong. But it's the most important thing, I think, for anybody is to your own stance. Like, where are you, you know, immediately in your home, in your workplace? I'm interested in that more than one man coming to save me, you know. So.
Yeah, and speaking of podcasts, we started a podcast.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, so that.
The African Mind Lafiaji Radio.
Yeah.
What's that about? Talk to us about it.
It's about the African mind.
Are you angry that I see put man there? Should he put the African people to be
What's the
inclusive?
African mind.
Are you talking about issues that affect Africans?
Yeah, it's the modern day African's mind. Like, you know how, if I ask you now, what do you think an African mindset is? You know, we're stuck, we're caught in between.
Low, lafia.
Or say African mind, spare and shield. Or African mind as in Bukayo Saka with burner. You
What's
know,
your perspective of an African?
Wakanda forever.
So it's a fuse of all that, because as much as, say, for example, with Wakanda Forever, people think that, you know, again, culture vulture.
Yeah.
I think that movie is spot on. The
That's
definition of Wakanda is what Africa is. If you look at Nigeria, for example, coming in from Yankee, you will not believe the type of trips that is there if you look at those brown roof and dirty places.
True.
So when you're looking at Wakanda before the Mirage,
Yeah.
it's just bush, what less I be, but when you enter, value.
You've seen the new one, the part 2.
Did you like it?
Yeah, it was okay.
What's your favorite movie recently?
Yeah, that's what I was gonna ask. What movie?
My favorite movie
that you've seen
recently. I don't know whether it's my favorite, but I like that Indian RRR film.
Oh my god.
It was too hard.
Oh my god.
What movie is that? I've not seen it.
A day Netflix.
Wild movie. Bro,
you
you're not
yeah.
Poju.
As in, what are you talking about?
That one that people were dragging on social media.
Yeah.
It's unrealistic.
Jet Li, they learn walk.
Why do you like it, Vector? Because people of the opinion that it's unrealistic. And
Well, people like that.
No,
Have you seen the number?
But at the same time, a lot of people actually like the film.
yeah.
as much as it's unrealistic, like, one thing that you can take away from even, I guess, cultural, let me not say African, cultural movies or ideas is there's always just some level of moral that they're preaching. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like,
somewhere,
always,
some there.
like, they don't fail to represent the morals that they stand
don't.
for.
Yeah.
And I like the fact that in RRR, like, you know, that traditional morality was represented in strength.
Yeah.
You know, like the one that was opening up with the police was represented in strength. So it's we see movies in different ways.
Yeah.
Yes, we do.
Like Election Oba, for me, what I saw in Election Oba is
When I was getting dragged.
it was getting dragged.
Election bar. That's when I
Like,
had
he got
Odun
praise,
Kola.
he got a lot of praise, and he got a lot of dragging.
When I had Odun
People
People cannot be satisfied.
People will not
That's when we bribe more.
understand. For you to understand
That's when we
Election
bribe
Oba, you need to understand it. Unfortunately, for many, you need to understand it from a Yoruba.
Point of
From a cultural
People
perspective.
also had problems with the storyline.
What is the storyline? What's the problem?
They had a problem. They said it wasn't adding up. That there were some things in the storyline that did not add
It's
up.
because their minds are not open to the message in the story.
They're not aware.
Their minds are not open. I don't know if they are not aware.
Loopholes and stuff.
Their minds is not. I don't know if it's a loophole. I just know, like, for you not to see this angle of it. So the election is supposed to, at a point when the king dies by himself, die,
Yeah.
yes?
Yeah. Yes.
Right?
Yeah. Yeah.
And he didn't. He couldn't. Why? He got carried away. The thing I've learned, one thing I've always known about Yoruba's culture movies is that there's always a dynamic level of lessons that you learn from it.
Nuances and idiosyncrasies.
What that is saying is, if you had done what you, no, not what you were supposed to do, what you agreed you were going to do. You know that thing you agreed you were going to do? That is the reason why we've given you all these other privileges, i.e., you're an artist, you have agreed to be an artist. That's why life has given you fans.
Yeah.
And when it's time to be an artist with the fans, you're not.
What do you mean?
No, he just gave a
A
perfect
very
analogy.
analogy.
A perfect analogy.
He's supposed to be, the life he lived, I think that's the Iyaloja, right? To the point where her virgin daughter was supposed to get married. And he told her that by virtue of the life he signed to live,
He wants her.
he wants her. And by that agreement, she yielded. Only for him to now be ridiculed, and what do you expect a mother to say to you?
Mm-hmm.
The only thing that would have justified her belief in letting him sleep with her virgin daughter is if when it was time to die, he just died. Well, ironically, the offspring know exactly how to do that. He raised him. So it's also a story of loss in the place of responsibility.
I've not seen it before, so I don't know.
Yeah,
That's
I'm
a
just
good.
seeing
That's a
reviews.
great perspective.
It's
I have.
a story
You
of
seen the
loss.
movie?
I have.
It's a story of commitment,
Yeah.
and it's also a lesson on getting carried away.
Consequences.
Apparently, it's
Of
a
your
book,
actions.
innit?
I wouldn't
Yeah.
from what I saw,
That's what I saw from Wale showing
from
her
what
or
I
something.
Yeah, it's a book.
watched,
Yeah.
just the lessons there, what they were saying to him, like, and it also borders on like how we've dealt with colonialists as well. Like your son that went to learn, if you notice, shout out to DME or
Yeah. His role.
his role, he went out there and learned their ways and came back and said the same thing. You are worried about his father that is supposed to pack Buddha.
What's Pakoda?
That cool.
Switch, enter God mode technically. Right? Like he's supposed to like move from living being to spiritual being.
Okay.
He's supposed to be able to just, and I don't know about being sure, but I want to believe it's possible for a man to by his own doing take his own life.
Yeah.
Yes, it should be like, I mean, if you hold your breath long enough,
Yeah.
right? So if you've enjoyed all these beautiful things, that touches on government people in position. We have allowed you to have all these benefits with us because from the jump, you have agreed that you will live your life for us.
And do this and do
Only
this,
for
and
us
do
to
this.
realize that you are living your life for yourself. But then again, there will always be repercussions. Even if it's not us that will punish you.
Yeah.
God will punish.
Because now white man can't come now. You will be say you supposed die after king die. You don't chop all the life. They won't come arrest you. You can't follow them. Who should have faced the gun there? Because your purpose, by agreement, is to die after the king dies, and in return they'll give you anything you want.
After you've died.
No, before you die.
Okay.
So if the king doesn't die for 100 years, anything you want, including somebody's virgin daughter,
You'll be enjoying it.
it's a level of respect that they've given you because of what you've decided that you were going to do.
Yes.
And they've now, so on our side, we've given you the
It's now
respect.
time for.
You've earned all the profits.
Yeah.
It's time for you to come, just play your role. Don't do
And
anything.
die.
Be
The
your
reason
role
why
is to
we've
die.
given you can't return to say we are wise, we have a saying. So yeah, I don't know why people are, well, I wouldn't know. We all think differently
Yeah.
when we see information. So.
Yeah. That's fair. So, okay, so let me talk about something that is on the body of work. So you spoke about the Mami Water song. That's the one that has Seun Kuti, right?
Yeah.
And you were something about American people starting rap. I was reading about it and they're talking about it's a proper introduction to rap Afrobeat
Yeah.
and how like people generally say around the world, Americans started rap, and that's why we have rappers. Then you now saying stuff about like Africans always we've been rapping, but maybe not that.
Yeah.
So when people say hip hop originated from the Americans, you don't agree?
It doesn't.
I don't know.
I mean, in strict sense, it does.
Yeah, but they created like
African praise singers. That's the origin of rap.
for us.
No,
For them.
So rap as in, so if it's rhythm and poetry,
Yeah,
or rhythmically applied poetry,
yeah,
we were that, period.
yeah.
So and this is just me thinking, I'm not out here trying to tell everybody to believe in that.
Yeah.
I was just asking myself like, but Awi then is rap now, because what Awi is saying is,
exactly.
oh my king, you know,
Yeah,
thou art the fairest, you know, the bleach,
yeah,
the cream self, you know, when they reach,
yeah.
like that's him just having
Yeah.
fun.
Yeah.
But they boss king head based on rhyme and reason.
yeah.
Yeah.
Now there are because nobody had studied whatever the art form was then, would never know whether it was end rhymes or mid rhymes,
Yeah.
or, you know,
Yeah.
we don't know the rhyme placement. We shall
Yeah.
just know. And maybe it was just wisdom saying. But that has then come to join on beats. You got in my head, the closest thing personally to what Awi would be on proper hip hop would be like what a Nelly.
Yeah, because of the way it flows.
Because the way Nelly flows and presents his art is not so far-fetched from how the Awi.
Fair enough. Or even Lil Baby.
Yeah. So it's so that idea is, plus how can you influence somebody as an orator? How can you influence an orator? You know, like someone that's gifted with words, for example. What influence begets the gift?
Yeah.
No. So we Yoruba people blessed with words. Our names are in tonic intonations, do me, right? And other types. So you can play a lot of Yoruba names on the talking drum.
Me.
So tudun 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 tudun. Alan Rewaju Omo TESLIM. So if this is not me saying, according to the book in Harvard, I want to know, this is me saying, I can tell a talking drummer to play Motolani, 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 pulse, 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 and he'll play it. And in tone, it will sound exactly like the pronunciation.
I mean, we see these at weddings.
Yeah.
When they give them your name.
Yeah.
Yeah. So,
And you spend all your money.
if you then trace music on that level, it's an ability.
It's a fact.
It's right there, beyond somebody justifying us with Jonathan Mannion on pictures.
Yeah.
Or
Wow.
or say Basquiat on like street art. Beyond anybody saying, like, it's kind of like on that rap verse I said to you then, say, you may steal the artifacts away. You can steal the clay pot, but what's the artifacts to clay? Steal that one.
You can.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a fact. Like, there was a documentary. What's the name of that guy that used to produce Michael Jackson? What's his name again? The OG.
Quincy.
Jones. That is a
Shout out to our own
documentary.
Quincy Jones.
Quincy!
Oh, I used to go on this pod.
Shout out
He used
Quincy.
to go. There was an episode of his documentary like 2018. He tried on social a little bit. Where he asked Kendrick Lamar, what do you think is the origin of rap music? Kendrick said the Bronx or something. And Quincy Jones was like, no, it's African praise singers.
It's part of the core of ourselves that the African Americans have missed.
Yeah.
Nobody would think that a Jay or Pac or Biggie, the origin of such, but think about it. What then was the Igbo landing? What then was Malcolm X? What then was all these cats?
Yeah.
It's that spirit of truth. But then, so it will most likely be a Yoruba thing because it's cunning, right? It's lyrical representation of facts or arguments, but in ways that may be, not as offensive if you're not quite intelligent.
Fair enough. I mean, it makes sense because all black people are from Africa. And a lot of this like praise singing is an African thing across board. Igbo people have it.
In your own head they swell. If you get the way they go praise you, your head they
Yeah.
swell. It's a
Yeah.
normal. It's a
Yeah.
we know that button. It's weird.
Yeah.
Africans know it
I'm just
exists.
remembering
So-
that
so-
that Lupe has referenced this on an album called Drogas Waves.
Yeah.
The theme of the album
Mhm.
basically is
Mhm.
slaves on
That's
the
a
ship.
fantastic
Then
album.
the
by
ship
way.
sinks. Then the
Mhm.
slaves die in the water and like
Yeah.
reincarnate into spirits
Yeah.
and tell stories. That's literally the theme of
The
the album.
concept of the album.
Well, yeah.
Like Drogas with that album. I didn't like it at first, but 2 years later after I played it,
The album was too heavy for me at first.
At
It was
first,
too
anyway.
heavy. It took me time to digest.
There, but I feel like that's where the unity of the black race will happen. We have traceable stories. No, we have living conditions that back the stories of people walking and drowning, like
Igbo landing.
Yeah.
the Igbo landing, especially because you will not. Today, you can tell you cannot subdue the Igbo people now.
No.
Nope.
They are fighters.
No.
Yep.
Not
They
even
are
close.
fighters. Like, so you come and see it now. Come
Still
and see
there.
why if you fight one-on-one, they go always beating. If not gone, no worry. But if not one-on-one, you must collect. Come and see it. Come,
It's still there.
billionaires, black billionaires, fly your jets to Abuja. You will not pay for your EXO if you come to Nigeria. Whether Jay, Hove, Diddy, anybody, if you come to Nigeria, if you stay in Nigeria for 3 months, anytime you go out, if you buy drink, don't believe me. PDD for club, they will destroy him for Nigeria. Like, so it's no longer, I guess it's no longer okay for everybody to reference Kumbaya
Yeah.
and you
Mhm.
can just take your private jet and go home.
After Kumbayaing.
Yeah, after like you're with the black
Mhm,
people, you know,
mhm,
just
mhm.
come home. So shout outs to Chance the Rapper
Yeah,
and
shout out to
the
Chance.
likes of them
Who has
who
been living
actually
in
came
Ghana.
here and, you know, just like interacted. I mean, that's interesting. I feel like in Nigeria, maybe they just need to stop just staying in Lekki, you know. They should come and then go to Ibadan, you know. They should come and then go to, like, right, you're home.
Go to Ife.
Do you think Nigerians really want to fuck with an American citizen?
But wait, but Vector, just to respond to that thing that you said about, bro, you're home. Do they really think they're home though? Or do they just say they're home because they're
they
supposed to say that?
must be fugazi to themselves if they come here and they don't feel at home.
I mean,
because
your
they
IGGB
call
people.
here
Home.
home.
Yeah.
So like,
Because if you actually think that you're home, you would want to go to like the places
I
that
mean,
are
but
home.
no. But then again, the,
Home is
the
relative
information,
anyways.
information they have is relative, like, because there's a lot of conditions with these things when they come. When they come
Insecurity.
now, like, let's say it's an artist that comes.
Yeah.
Let's say it's a label that had a handy bringing him.
Yeah.
They
The
will
one
tell
thing,
him,
don't go to
Lekki
certain
is the
places.
safe area. Don't go to the mainland. Don't go
Yeah,
to
no,
the
all
Yes,
those are-
that's there.
now
That one's
those
also
ones,
there,
now
and
they're
that's
supposed to
also
call
fair.
Mali.
Eh,
Now those ones.
Really?
But for
Yes,
real
now.
though.
Yeah.
Yeah, anybody will come with me. Once you're with me, you understand. If it's safe for me, it's safe for you now.
Yeah.
Don't worry, I won't take you where you are. I shouldn't be. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I feel like, because when we go to America, we all know that America is way more dangerous based
Than
on gun
Nigeria.
violence than Nigeria.
My
But
brother,
nobody
so
is ever hesitant to do that.
my
also.
brother, they collect gun from security for Ashake concert in Baltimore. Ashake jackpot from stage. You know, see that video? All of him and the security, they all rap from the stage.
Yeah.
Because Baltimore is about that life.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like that's actually very true. But
Oh
they are-
my God.
Like, but that won't stop you from going to Harlem or Tribeca.
Do you
or
understand?
whatever.
I mean, if you're your original self, I'm sure anywhere there's a black community in America,
You
you'll
want
be
to go?
fine.
Yeah.
You'll be fine.
You'll be fine. Like, there's don't worry yourself.
I saw a conversation around so I think it's AMAs. Chris Brown won an award for best R&B artist,
Mhm.
and Kelly Rowland gave him the award. She was on stage to present the award to him, but he
Yeah.
was not there. And you know, she said, so when she mentioned his name, people were booing.
Because they thought the weekend would win.
Well, anyway, so people were booing anyways, and then she goes, shoo, shoo,
And
shoo,
what
shoo.
day did that award happen?
What?
This
Yesterday.
is
Yesterday.
yesterday.
Okay.
Yesterday.
Wait. Yesterday is what day again?
Sunday.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Tough weekend.
Vector. Then she
Tough
goes,
weekend
shoo,
for the
shoo.
weekend.
Yeah. Then she goes, shoo, shoo, shoo. And she was trying to, like, you know, address the crowd, like, oh, there will be no disrespect for Chris Brown and everything. And she goes on to say, oh, we love you and we see what you do and everything. Now that clip makes it to social media and people are mad that Kelly Rowland is speaking in favor of Chris Brown
All of them are mad.
because he's an abuser,
All of them are mad that
and
they are mad.
and they're like, Kelly Rowland, why are you?
Let him talk, please.
Don't know. I'm sure I have to give you
Let
the
her
full story
finish, let her
now,
finish,
bro.
let her finish.
Hey, I'm tired.
The agenda that they kicking.
I think you cannot just rest.
Like
So they're saying that Kelly Rowland shouldn't have
Except-
come on stage to gas up Chris Brown that way.
why?
He's an abuser, his history of being abusive. And also, aside from Kelly Rowland's situation, I think he was supposed to do like a performance in
He was
honor.
supposed to do a Michael Jackson
Scene
tribute at the AMAs.
at the
He
AMAs, and
had
they
performed
cancelled
for it. It's something the
Last
viewers
minute.
had been looking forward to because that be announced. And last minute, like 2 days before the AMAs, all American Music Awards, his performance was cancelled.
Okay.
And he literally, I think he came online. Did he tweet?
I think he
He
posted,
posted
that
somewhere,
he was
either
supposed to
Twitter
do
or
this
Instagram stories that,
something.
listen, I was supposed to do this, and till now, it was cancelled without explanation.
Like why are people mad? Like since when he and his girlfriend had their altercation?
It was 18.
That will
it
never.
Was, it was 19 years old.
Fast forward to away from that, though, you also had a long list, maybe not long, but a list of
But
other
the one that
abusive
the one that
with
people
Karaoke, where she got a restraining order.
The one that people
And women have accused him of being domestically
Melody,
of,
the one that people
violent.
still remember. Let's not lie to ourselves.
The
Yes, those
Rihanna
ones
incident.
exist. It's the Rihanna incident.
Rihanna incident.
The one that nobody has forgiven him for is the Rihanna incident.
My own question with all these things is, like always, do we want people to change? Do we even want, like, when people do certain things that we consider or call bad, right?
I mean, it is bad.
Do we want people to actually change?
Bros, wait, where you want them to go? Don't they call it a correctional facility? Like where should he go there and they should be correcting him
Forever.
non-stop,
Forever.
not to even check whether he's been corrected. Like at what point, like again, I keep saying it, witch and wizard no be jazz. That's state of mind.
And also, Chris Brown was punished for the situation. He
No,
went to
like,
jail. Went to jail.
Now
just to-
this one has already been established. If everybody knows that, like witches and wizards no be jazz. It's state of mind. Why would somebody after so many years
continue to
he's
suffer
apologized,
for it.
he's done his time, he's done his
It's
punishment,
not community punishment.
right?
He's
And-
lost
and
opportunities.
yes, he will
Graffiti tanked for it. It was a good album.
Bruh, he will make mistakes as a human being, but he's been made to serve
suffer for too long.
and suffer. Like, why then? Okay, everybody that's booing, let's check everybody. Like, let's check everybody. Like, it's time for wait until he dies.
You not come and tweet he's a legend.
Yeah, like what's that about? And it's not just America. It's just
It's everywhere.
something the human race is faulty now.
People like to make themselves feel special. People like to feel special about other people's misfortune. That's one. Number two, people like to use opportunities of finger pointing to exert power. So there are a lot of people that have been abused, right? It's a power dynamic because you can't exert power over your abuser.
Yeah.
Maybe because the person is dead or you can't find them or the person is not big enough to make the person feel it.
Yeah.
So you join a group of people to make your power felt. Do you understand?
Yeah.
So the power dynamic now is not that, one thing. It's because people don't want people to change. People just want to exert power. That's all.
Another big problem, right? Which is from something you just said about people wanting to exert power over their abusers. There is no healing there.
No. There's no healing.
There's 100% no healing.
None.
No healing where now?
In exerting power over your
None.
abuser.
They don't want to be healed,
He
bro.
doesn't heal you.
They
It's just
don't want to be
revenge.
healed.
There's no healing. Revenge is.
That's a personal thing.
It's not a
Some
personal
people
thing
find
to
healing
say.
in revenge.
There is
That's
Melody
not true.
Hassan.
Please.
There is more healing in forgiveness.
That's your
That
perspective.
is
That's what you've
psychiatry.
been told.
No. This is
Abeg.
psychiatry.
No,
this is
that's
psychology.
actually-
I don't agree at
That's actually
all.
true.
Melody. This
I
is
don't agree.
Melody. Congrats. This is psychiatry.
Proven
this
facts.
is psychology.
Some people find healing in revenge.
There
No,
is
that's not. Nobody's
that's-
lying with that.
No.
But let me
He's
tell you
saying there's
something.
no healing
Melody,
in revenge.
let me tell you something.
That's
Let me tell you
not
something. Psychiatry also proves that the biggest motivator isn't even anger or revenge. It's love. You understand?
Revenge is a quick fix.
Bro, it's such a paralytic. Bro, it's a paralytic. A lot of people that even want to revenge, when they get it, they can't do it.
I totally get you, but I don't agree with that. There's no healing and whatever. But my point with this Chris Brown thing is, I think he has been punished. But now the problem with that situation is that I think that the reason some people have refused to let go is because a lot of times we see popular people and celebrities get away with bad behavior.
Excuse me.
Go ahead.
No.
TESLIM!
There are politicians that are worse than this.
Come
nigga.
on.
I didn't.
No. You say bad people. We like to see. No, it is. And this is not personal to you. Like this is not personal to you, but this is just like.
So I said popular people.
Yes, I know, but I know, but there are lots of
Popular.
popular people in Nigeria that are getting away with dumber shit every day.
That's why I said
There are
popular people.
Bruh, Donald Trump gets away with this, with almost destroying the capital.
I'm agreeing with you. No, but Vector, I'm agreeing with you. I said popular people
Yeah,
and
so-
celebrities.
so I'm
get
saying-
away.
There's a popular bank. I'm not going to mention the name of the bank because I might do business with them in the future. But there's a popular bank in the US that was caught with a ship, a literal fucking big ship full of cocaine.
Jesus.
A ship full of
so-
cocaine.
So if you want
But
to,
that's-
no, I'm saying if you want to advance that argument towards Chris Brown, we're agreeing.
Yes.
But I'm saying if we agree on the level of say people want to advance towards Chris Brown, you must be silly because there are way too many validated instances where you should be that way that you have been totally mute and silent.
Yeah.
That are even way more judgmental to guess who? You.
Yeah.
Yes.
But you
Yeah.
want to hound Chris Brown for something that
Yeah.
the ones that are
Even
destroying your
Rihanna-
life every day, they've not even done their
Rihanna's
own
moved
time.
on. She
No.
posted his music.
No. Rihanna and Chris Brown got back together.
Got back together.
They made a song
They made a
titled
song-
Nobody's Business.
Bro. She recently posted his video, his music, using his music for her Fenty something on
Did
Instagram.
you watch her Oprah interview after this whole thing?
Where she said that both of them were toxic.
Nah, like, don't worry. Like, it's happening in football
People
as
are
well.
seeing, but people choose to see what
and
they
you're
want to
ruining
see.
people's lives. You know.
Do
what
you
I mean?
get-
Yes.
You're ruining people's
This Chris Brown thing has
lives.
gone
It's
on for
not-
too long, in my opinion.
It's not cool. Like he was crying at the first, was it the BET show where he first came back on stage?
Yeah, it
Yeah.
was.
Where he broke down
Yeah.
into tears. Like
It
this
was.
dude broke down
Yeah.
into tears in front of
Yeah.
you.
I
Be a
remember that.
winch.
And that particular incident was
I
crazy
remember that.
because
But Victor, let's
he
not
was
act like
supposed to
people
do
cry
the. He was supposed
honestly
to.
every
No.
time.
But this one is different.
He was
This
a
is different,
Michael
I'm just
Jackson
saying.
tribute, right?
Yes.
And he was supposed to do it 2 years earlier.
Yeah.
But because of the whole situation,
It's
they
I think, it
held
was,
it back.
I think it was him,
This is not the first time
Tank,
he's supposed to do this,
Tyrese, and
this
Trey
Michael
Songz that
Jackson
did that
thing.
performance. That finally, right?
Yeah.
I
Like,
think it was.
Now they want to cancel Kelly Rowland. Are you people serious?
Fuck off. Can they cancel? Let me tell you something. Cancel culture is dead. Except you really do something that you can't
not
come
dead.
back from.
Bruh, if they
Bro,
couldn't cancel R.
it's
Kelly,
They did cancel R. Kelly.
No,
they couldn't.
R. Kelly's streams are.
Is he not in jail?
But no, he
That's
committed
the
a
law.
crime.
What is the highest
A
form
crime
of
is not canceling.
No,
calm
that's not
down,
canceling.
Don't
calm
mix
down,
the
calm
two.
down.
He committed a crime. A
Wait,
crime
wait,
is not
wait
canceling.
now.
But the crime came out of
Madam,
people.
law and trend are two different things.
Two
I agree. I agree 100.
Yeah,
but I'm
so
saying.
it's not cancel culture that sent him to jail. Don't worry, it's conviction.
Wait, Vector, can I say
Yeah,
something?
okay,
Can
I'm
I
ready.
say something?
Angeli,
Shut up.
Don't do that.
Shut up. Ojú ẹ̀ dà
Take
kan.
me and fly away.
Let me fly away. Go, so
Bye,
go.
yeah.
Wait, Vector.
Oh my
Vector.
God.
Bye.
Vector, wait. I totally agree with you that
Yes,
I agree with everyone that R. Kelly went to jail, crime, that was like a
based on
that-
conviction.
conviction. I agree.
Yes.
My point is, what led us to that place now? Wasn't on social media that we started from there.
Not
We went
really.
to-
Well, excuse me, what you said to me is cancel, like the highest
Cancel-
form of weight.
Yeah, yeah.
It's cancel culture.
Yeah.
Cancel culture means a bunch of people will not subscribe to something, but it didn't work because his streams went
No,
up.
no.
Yeah.
Younger women went to his DMs. Like, no, hold on.
Yeah.
Stop holding on to the surface definition of anything if it doesn't have any rooted meaning, right? Like you say it's cancel culture, but so the people that went to his DMs and said they wanted him, they didn't cancel him now.
Women protested at his court cases.
Wait, hold up. I'm
Real
saying
life.
the people that played his music, even though they said boycott his music, they
Yeah.
didn't cancel him.
Yes, it didn't.
Yeah, so it's guess what? There's cancel culture, and I guess that's what it is. But
Yeah.
stop forcing it on something that is not true. It's not evident there. No, there are people that said no more R. Kelly. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't believe in a man doing those things that he was accused of and
Mhm.
convicted of.
Mhm.
I don't believe in that. But why should we all come together and say
Nobody should listen to.
nobody should listen to somebody's music? Like, that's the funny thing. He may be an imperfect person, but then again, he may have had one or two perfect messages that at least, if not anything, if it's I am your angel or I believe I can fly, a lot of you have found moments of solace in those records.
Can I respond to that, Victor? Now, I totally understand I understand from your perspective, not like I agree. I understand when you say that why should people come together and say somebody's art and stuff.
No, that's not what I'm saying.
Okay.
I'm saying it doesn't, using that as giving base and substance to cancel culture with that argument is non-existent. Why? There are people who didn't cancel him in the conversation.
Yeah.
So you can't tell me that the highest maxim of cancel culture is R. Kelly's case. No, R. Kelly's case is a case of law convicting a man of accused.
And I agree with you, but the point I was trying to make is that the cancel, aside from even R. Kelly, we also have Weinstein.
Harvey Weinstein.
Yes, Harvey Weinstein.
Who was also convicted.
And all of this
That killed himself later.
No,
Who's the one in the jails?
Jeffrey Epstein.
Oh,
Epstein.
no, that one.
No,
We don't even know if the
No.
Allegedly.
But Harvey, I'm just the R. Kelly conversation. Of course, he went to court. I'm just saying that the reason, or one of the reasons that contributed to that R. Kelly situation and going to court and everything, was people coming out on social media and saying that we're not going to let this go under the carpet. The
Not really.
documentary.
Not really.
No, hold on
Not
a
really.
second.
Yeah.
It's people on social media actually got whiff of what was going on based
Because
on
of the law.
conviction. It is what they convinced him of. If it was a lie, you know social media, and I know.
Yeah.
If not by based on argument on
Yeah.
social media, I can know they go and
And there were
jail.
two things that even
And the documentary.
added fuel.
too,
There were two
and
things that added fuel: the documentary and
Documentary.
the Gayle King interview.
Yeah.
The Gayle King
But the
interview
documentary
barely-
wasn't social media. The documentary is, as an investigation guy. They've taken time.
actual journalists.
And a lot
I-
of those things happened because he had been on the hook for the law.
They've been watching him
For
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 a
a long
long
time.
time.
But
They've been
Couple
gathering evidence.
But
Why
Harvey-
I'm saying this is
Harvey-
also a big problem. We
Harvey was
think
also convicted.
we
From
think
social media
the
side.
social media cancel culture, conviction, all those kind of things. We think those are the core things that make that we feel they are sacrosanct to
Yeah.
anything,
Yeah.
but they really aren't. They are
No, they're
just
not.
individuals having their opinions.
Yeah.
The people that determine who goes to jail
No,
they are not justified by social media
Yeah, they're not.
presence.
This
They're
just
not.
reminds me about the World Cup. So because of like all the LGBTQ, whatever, beer, whatever, there are platforms on Twitter that have come out to say sports platform that say, "Oh, we're not going to cover the World Cup," yada yada yada. And stats have shown that 1.8 billion people watched
The opening game.
1.8
But-
billion. As we always tell you on every episode, please, if you have your PVC, make sure you vote. Your vote is important. We are trying to make this country better for each and every one of us. Get your PVCs and vote. If you have your PVC, please post it online with the hashtag Vote for Nigeria and the hashtag I registered. Vote and let us make this country better for each and every one of us. Cheers.
When you spoke about the music part and said, okay, this person has actually got me like a couple of songs. I have. What's that song? Angel.
I am your angel.
I'm your angel, yeah. When
Uh,
people have conversations about
yeah.
people who do things using R. Kelly or maybe anybody else as an example, bad behavior and stuff, and people refer to their art and say,
Yeah.
if you continue to consume this person's art, you're promoting this person's bad character. You don't agree?
Yep.
Vector, who's the artist.
The person's bad character is not their art. Their art is actually their good character.
So we should separate the doings from the art.
Should I not separate your doings from your art?
Well, so I think that when we say the doings, there are doings and there are doings. I agree.
Rapper! Bars! Lyricist on the road!
Give her your head.
Head is
Give
coming.
her. Wow, you have to give her one. Please.
Wait.
Your question is quite inverse.
Better. I feel like there are doings and there are doings. Wait. I don't think that because someone maybe do something that maybe insulted someone, you not say, okay, let's not focus on their art, or this person and their girlfriend, maybe you cheated on somebody, you not say cancel
Hold
them.
on.
But when you do certain things-
I am a living example of
Yeah.
not doing anything and certain people just feel to cancel them.
True.
Cancel you.
When he said true, they understand what I mean.
Yeah, true.
I don't understand, but cool.
Don't worry. It's fine.
Yeah, like I've not done anything to a bunch of people who are against my art and everything. They
Yeah.
don't even know me.
Yeah.
Perception.
Well, maybe deficiency in cancel culture. Maybe that's the point. That people cancel what they know nothing about.
I think I think the problem. Let me tell you the number one problem with cancel culture, especially when it comes to music. A lot of the people that people have tried to cancel, have been, for example, the world is very young right now, right? Half of this country, for example, over half of this country is under 19. So that means a lot of them didn't enjoy someone like R. Kelly in his prime. Do you understand?
Mm-hmm.
So they can afford to cancel R. Kelly. Does that make sense?
It also means people that listen to R. Kelly had a lot of sex.
Fair enough. Now, that's number one. Wait. It's easier for them. Because when it came to another person who settled out of court, even though we have proven that the person didn't do it, but from the pattern of things, you can say the person did it, which is Michael Jackson. His music is way more powerful to everybody. Someone can wake up today and decide to cancel Michael Jackson.
They try to.
Do you understand what I'm saying? Like, but a lot of people that want to cancel R. Kelly, for example, don't want to cancel Michael Jackson because Michael Jackson's music is
Bro, let's be honest. Nobody
way
can
too powerful.
cancel
What I really want to say about this cancel culture is this: people try to present borderline facts as absolute truths. You understand?
Gotcha.
That's the problem with this mute somebody, cancel the artist and the art. I don't have to. Let me tell you why. I don't. I can. What matters is that I don't support what that person does. Wait, and I'm against everything that they do with that fabric. Now, we have said it several times on this show. Horrible people can do great things.
My brother.
Do you understand?
Barack Obama fucked up Libya.
Do you get?
He's the first black president who will always be celebrated.
Horrible.
But
we have said it.
Immense pain to one of the
several
one of the best countries economically in Africa. A black man inflicted pain on it, destroyed it.
Melody, we've said it several times on this show. I got in trouble some time ago about.
Do you think even the Libyan president too was a very black guy, but bad guy?
Destroyed him.
He was a prosperous nation.
He was.
I got in trouble 2 years ago when I said, if the father of the person that created electricity was a rapist and a murderer, would you stop using lie?
They cooked you that day.
Do you understand?
I remember.
That was what I said.
Equivalent.
It's not. Melody, it's not. Music is older than electricity.
The reason why.
Do you understand?
The reason why.
You have no right to tell me what's important to me or not.
No. Motolani, wait.
That.
The reason why it's not
false.
A false equivalence.
Okay.
I'll tell you the reason why is because if you go and take a look at the history of what we call modern medicine today, modern medicine started out from barbaric
experiments.
Most barbaric.
The person that discovered fistula was experimenting on black women.
Yes. I know.
That were done a lot.
The father of botany is a horrible person.
That's not going to stop you from walking into the hospital
and getting treated. Okay, but Vector, when people now say that people who refuse to cancel artists or people for bad behavior, so if you now say I'm gonna go on to listen to R. Kelly's music, just like everything else,
you are not the provost of humanity.
When they now say that it speaks against
Mama Maradona.
I'm waiting for my mind. When they now say you refusing to, can you guys let me speak?
You guys let us speak.
As in, bro. So Vector, when they now say that it speaks about your character if you decide to consume somebody's art that has been convicted or that has questionable character, and you continue to affiliate with that person, that you also have.
It's not affiliating with the
continuing to affiliate. You see now,
or consuming the person's art. It now speaks against your character.
Wait. See,
where English has lost its meaning.
But no, a lot of people learn English not in the true sense of learning something.
Yeah,
you get what I mean. But even me, all of us are guilty now. Only some of us judge ourselves. You need to be careful how you throw what I've said to you as what I mean.
Yeah.
You know, I'm not justifying anybody that has bad character, but then again, it's not my. There are many Christians now.
Yeah.
He who is without sin, you know.
That's the first stuff.
It's not just about me being patronizing. It's just that's the way of peace. Like I'm not. It's not my duty to that. My dad was provost for Nigerian police. It was his duty to deal with corrupt policemen.
That's a tough job. In a third world country, that's a fucking tough job.
Even in
oh
New York,
my God.
Yes. So, but guess what?
Internal affairs.
Should we remove TESLIM from the consideration when we're talking about Nigerian police?
We can't. We cannot.
So you see, Nigerian police, as much as the ones that started Allstars with their stupid recklessness, as much as those officers exist, officers like my dad exist.
Internal affairs.
Cancel Nigerian police na me so that you feel sleep. They've done worse than Chris Brown. Cancel Nigerian police. I dare you.
1 million.
Now the fellow person will follow you cancel and now can't rob you for night.
1 million boys. One.
I mean,
they're not even cancelled at that time. Say they shake grandma. Say you cancel. Say we have cancelled Nigerian police. We're not going to patronize them.
Defund the police. Defund the police.
Have you seen We Own This Town?
No,
on HBO. It's a story about Baltimore police, and it's true story. The series is based on true stories. The leading character is John Bertrand, the Punisher. Yeah. So the Baltimore police is so fucking corrupt. Like,
niggas
are bad.
They're moving guns and shit.
He bad, but the town self bad. Like the drugs and the guns is on a high level. So it was like they needed monsters to fight monsters, right? Yeah. And then the law came heavy on the corrupt policemen. And because of that, like, they arrested a lot of the corrupt policemen, made a big publicity out of it that they are cleaning up the police department. So now what they have is a lot of policemen resigned. One, the ones that are still there, they are playing it softly. They're not making arrests. So the town is still upside down. And it's based on like at the end of the series, they'll tell you that this is the current state of Baltimore. Like, even they changed police chiefs twice, that they are bringing people that will fight corruption. They found them guilty of one thing or the other.
Because your hand is going to be soiled. See, I get the perspective that cancel the artists from their artists coming. I get it. See, don't get me wrong. People are of the opinion that you're funding them the person to benefit. Yeah, I get it. But look, Melody, life is too complicated. Life is too complicated to put things in black and white like that. What happened? What should matter is if I stand. Is it because I support their music,
my brother,
and I stand with them? Wait,
finish.
Like, if because I love this person, I refuse to believe that they did this thing. Do you understand? That's what people should be focused on, and they should be focused on the fact that this person is paying for what they did wrong. Now, you can't if you don't. Do you understand? If you don't want to listen to it, it's fine. Like, people, don't force it on me. Do you get? If you don't want to listen to it, it's absolutely fine. But if I want to listen to it, as long as because I love the music, I'm not supporting them on what they did wrong, and I'm not saying they are lying against this person. Focus on the important things. That's it. Because at the end of the day, these people are family members who didn't do anything wrong. They also need to leave.
Melody, you're holding an iPhone in your hand. Jesus. Do you know that one of the...
Please, I know that story.
No, let him talk. Let him talk.
Tell your listeners.
It's based on the arguments you.
Yeah, don't shush it away.
They're not educating me. I know. So tell your
children
listeners.
Die.
I know the story.
I don't think I'm passing. I say you're not educating me.
Children die mining the material that is used to make phones.
That's a.
Have you cancelled Apple? Have you cancelled Apple?
That's a different.
Children, imagine. Look at children. Close your eye and think of children dying. Children are dying. Okay, wait. Let me give you another one.
They're starving.
The goddamn Catholic Church, decades
are people not ask
of
for
sexual assault and rape against young boys.
I get that. But people have been asking for the longest for people to
wait. So
people have more energy for.
It must mean cancel culture doesn't hold any water, because guess what? A lot of things that really should be cancelled are still existent, i.e., racism in football. Cancel culture, that one. You know,
but even if cancel culture, like you guys said, it's not upholding and stuff. But don't you think that
no, we didn't say it's not upholding.
Or what's the English now?
It's not. You're not supposed to. The idea that cancel culture is something that convicts a person, that makes them go to jail. No, if you want to cancel, is a good case is Thomas Partey. Whatever it is that they're saying, there's nothing founded on anything. At least not in the news.
About the balls.
He's still. He's literally out there kicking.
He's in the
football until they come and say, let them cancel him from now to tomorrow. If the court case is not validated, because again, let's all not just forget that there are also situations where people have lied
Yeah.
about things that has created cancel culture and also jail terms of over 30 years, only for them to find out that person lied.
Yeah.
So what then is the validity of cancel
Have you
culture?
guys followed the podcast about that boy? I met
The UK guy, the UK
No,
guy,
no, this is
the Arab guy,
Yeah, they
the Arab guy.
If I say you guys do, they see some team matter there, you guys run down.
Oh,
No,
oh,
man, you're such a Yoruba person. You say, hey, oh, hey,
But
Ori ya mi o.
but okay, I hear you, Vector. Whether or not it leads to conviction of someone, but can we at least talk about that? Talk about the importance of the conversations that has brought about.
How do you mean?
The conversations around the conversations that cancel culture has started. The importance of those kind of conversations.
Oh yeah, it's important. I guess that's why we're having a conversation. But what's more important than the conversations being had is the honesty behind the conversation being had.
And the rationality.
Yes, there has to be honesty behind the rationality of the conversation being had. You have to be honest. You get what I mean? Yeah. We can't just say, oh, this cancel culture because people are canceling. Guy, don't you understand? Me dropping TESLIM, I saw a wave of, what would I call it? Indirect cancel culture coming through.
For you?
Yeah, for the album. Not for me. I can't be. They know.
For the album, why?
Yeah. If you followed on. Oh wow! So I can actually notice that you didn't say anything that happened on social media.
No, that's not true. I didn't see anybody. That's not true, Vector. I didn't see anybody. Okay, but maybe I should just.
Okay, so on the 11th of November, a lot of albums dropped.
Yes. Yeah. Oh, okay. So okay, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, and
I know what you're talking about now.
They even had me tweeting like, I don't understand. You want your favorite artist to be the top of the world, and that's fine. But what, at the extreme detriment of other artists? What joy does that give you?
Stupidity.
Do you want to have that conversation?
No, I don't want to have that conversation. It's not so. But again,
it shouldn't even be a conversation.
It shouldn't be a conversation because music, like we said initially, should really be about just making music.
Yeah.
You know, and you're dealing with a musician should just solely be about dealing with the music they make.
Yeah.
And if it doesn't work for you, leave it alone for those that it works for. Yeah. There's no need for you to come and talk down on it based on material references that hold no water.
I think that
was more of emotional references though.
Oh wow.
I think one of the interesting things about cancel culture is if you it's like it wants to take us back to like pre-social contracts.
Yeah.
When human beings came together and decided that, you know what,
the
way we they run things is a madness.
If it's winner, make some noise.
the way we they run things not to make sense. Let's set aside laws. Let's set aside a constitution to judge men. If not, we'll all kill ourselves.
There's a reason why the laws are in place, Melody.
Mm-hmm.
If laws weren't in place, it would be pure chaos.
Yes, so I agree. And the reason why cancel culture took some sort of people were
was
really
because the
law was not being upheld.
That's not true.
That's not true.
No. Cancel culture did not come to be as
for
a
women.
result of the lack of
for women
legal implications
for
being
women, yes.
For
women, yes.
No, for
what
liberal
cancel
women.
culture for women? Are you talking
for liberal
women?
Or
cancel
no,
culture?
cancel culture. The reason why a lot of women
Cancel culture, not only women, they cancel
Go
culture.
and tell that to a
That's
deeper
why
life
I now
woman.
said for women.
Go and explain cancel culture
Except,
to a
please, can
deeper
you
life
just chill?
woman. No, because you have to give balance. You have to give nuance to
Okay.
your conversations.
Not
It's
non-traditional.
Not all women
Okay, no.
that are on the side of cancel culture.
I agree. 100.
Thank you.
No,
Give
and I wasn't
nuance.
responding. I wasn't saying all women are. I was responding to Vector's statement where he said that you guys just naming my train of thought every time.
No, let me see.
Wait, no, remember what Victor said. Please just hold on. Please. Just wait. Let me respond to what Vector was.
I won't forget.
Then don't forget. That's your
The IQ
business.
they boot.
I need to remember what Vector said. I responded to. And you don't have sex, except
I love you too.
Vector said that good.
Congrats.
Yes. I was saying that the reason a lot of women on social media upheld cancel culture the way that we did at some point, or they did at some point, we did at some point, is because of the lack of the way we felt like a lot of things that were happening to women were not getting justice for it. That's why women were leaning a lot towards cancel culture and speaking against these things on social media, because we know how broken the system is, and in certain situations it was difficult for us to get anybody to listen and understand what women were going through. That's why I felt like women leaned towards
extreme situations create extremes. That's
I think
that's why a lot of women upheld.
I mean, if that's what Melody thinks, you know.
No, do you know what it would be like if
That's what she thinks.
I think what a lot of the problem with people, it's not a problem, but it's also a problem with people generally is you want the law to adhere to your emotions, and it can't work like that.
I remember a particular protest that I
Fair.
was in. Do you remember when the story broke out that there was this police raid in Abuja, nightclubs, lounges, and they picked up women?
Yeah.
And the police, the story goes that allegedly the police were raping women.
Raping the women, yeah.
It was so bad that the police did not buy condoms.
They're
They
using
used pure
nylon.
water sachets or nylon as condoms.
Yeah.
And were raping women. So this story came out, right? Protest sparked across the nation. Not across the nation, literally. It's like
In certain places.
it's like Lagos, ABJ, PH, I think.
That's across the nation, if you ask me.
And then I remember the Lagos protest. I joined and we're around the Ikeja area F.
Yeah, I remember.
And there were you were there, and there were some women like these women that work for Loma, right? So these are older women and whatnot. They're like, hey, don't go to club now. Don't go to club now.
They're older women anyway.
Yes, Shebi's club. They arrested. Hey, don't go. What's a responsible girl looking for in club? And even me, I just weak because how do you
do you
understand?
get
Like,
that?
no, there's nothing I'm going to say.
But there's wisdom there.
Yeah.
Do you understand?
And
There's
also, they don't even think
Bro,
the way we think.
I was
anyways.
in
They're older
shock.
generation.
I was literally
Culture
in shock, right? And a lot of people were like, it created small tension at it because some of the people that were there, they were going off on the women.
That's their problem.
And whatnot. But I was just in shock.
A lot
They
of
were
them,
like,
their mothers will say the same thing.
Do you get?
Well, okay, I'm not saying that's in that energy of validation of what the women said.
Yeah.
I'm looking at it from the angle of, well, if you're not totally ignoring what your reality is every day, you'd see reason with what they're saying. Our reality is every day is not safe, not even with law enforcement in most cases. In many cases. So what they're saying
is prevent yourself.
you know where you are.
It's on that.
You can't drink beer in
That
Qatar.
must have been what what any slave would have survived on. Like, okay, so this is the reality now. We adjust to that. Whilst the difference now is whilst we make our change however we can, but it's already glaring now. It's already glaring now, which is also the reason why maybe the information that is in anything going on, music, movies, has to be precise, because our reality now, in truth, is you can't just go out anyhow. Now, are you fighting that how you can? Are you concerned enough to maybe want to be involved in decision making so that the people who are governing over you can make sure that you don't have to take such an advice next time from somebody sweeping the road? Like, so that's how I'm seeing it. Like, okay, they will say that it sounds funny, but
there's wisdom in it.
There's wisdom in that, because the people that you are really coming to protest, it will happen again.
Yes.
Right. I mean, it doesn't mean we won't change the situation.
Or we won't continue to fight.
But I will
to
not
change
hound
the
them.
situation.
Because I think it's also then your duty to be like, oh, mama, nobody say this thing. I say, we
But
believe, say, they're not supposed to rape person.
Regardless of where you are.
And then they understand. So, because nobody again raised anybody. Remember what I said about the artist? There's no mold.
Yeah, I remember that there was one woman that spoke with them. And interestingly, one of the protesters, it was her mother. Like, her mother came with her for the
And I was
protest.
not
You know
educated.
this person, actually. Her mother came with her for the protest. And
She's
the
not
mother,
educating them.
like, had
She's
that
in a better
conver-
position to do that because they're
had
in
that-
age
and-
range.
You know, the
it's
funny
not
thing
really
is,
age range, Shao.
Yeah.
no.
Let me tell you something.
Young people don't know how to talk to old
No,
people.
no,
That's what I feel.
No.
We don't
What
know.
people have
But sometimes
an assumption and an entitlement. Generally, you go back to that point. I'm sorry. This is a small segue. Woke people move with the tendency that everybody should understand what they're saying, and they move with an assumption.
That's grown people.
Woke people.
Okay, woke.
Woke people, like liberal people, they move with an assumption that
everybody should
be able to understand what they're saying, and everybody should always assume what they're saying because they are the only people that are right. Because if that wasn't the case, why would you're an employee of a company? We said it on this episode.
He's going back to this Elon Musk thing.
You understand? Because the entire world has been criticizing your boss, the CEO of your company, sole owner.
Soul.
Sole owner.
You say come online.
We buy the company for 47 billion. because the world is against the guy, it's cool to go at him. Everybody's going at him and is responding.
Plus, this is the man that built SpaceX and
Do
Tesla.
you understand?
This is
And-
the richest
and
man in
PayPal.
the world. He's
And
not
PayPal.
stupid.
Do
He's
you
not
understand?
dumb.
You went and replied him. You wanted to be correcting your boss. You wanted to belittle your boss on social media because it's cool. You now lose your job.
In controversy.
My
Everybody
bad
was not
is-
saying, "Oh my God, why did this?" Elon Musk said it on Twitter. He's fired, but it's something I can do. Are you mad? Are you mad?
But
I mean,
so are we saying because we criticize our leaders publicly?
Yeah, leaders don't.
okay, so
Leader of a company is not. a
there are usually
political
terms and conditions, you know. Yeah.
I think that what a lot of people are.
Do you understand
Yes,
what he's saying?
of course.
Yeah.
That you're, of course, I understand. But I'm also
Usually-
saying that people are trying to talk about the importance of
People that don't know
Conversations.
about, don't worry yourself.
People
What
who will do
see,
the same
wait
thing. With
first.
Melody, the people that are criticizing Elon Musk, we saw some of them in Nigeria now reporting someone to their boss online, and the person is losing their job. What are you saying here?
Hashtag
Person will they
horrible
talk for years?
Hashtag horrible bosses.
I mean, I wouldn't know too much detail about certain things,
that happened.
but
That's what I said. Still happens.
But it's the same thing with musicians as well. You are all out there. Tolani at the point said, "Why did you drop your album when a little more dropped?"
yeah.
And I remember saying to that, "No,
Remember
it
we
wasn't
I also
about
asked you
that.
that.
If I dropped TESLIM with the energy of Early Momo, do you think you'd have done this?"
Well, yes.
I don't know what was on it at the time though.
No, I'm saying the TESLIM, you know now.
This one now.
Yes, if I drop, no, don't worry. As at that time, it was pretty much. But
What
if
do
you
you
heard, the energy of Early Momo was more sensual.
Yes.
Very.
Yes.
So-
and people would expect the theme of this album to be the same.
Mm.
Yes.
They will expect more Ellie Momo.
Yes, they will.
songs.
Because it's the energy then,
Subconsciously.
only for you to now
Yes.
hear, I realize baby mama drama is the worst part
they
of
be like,
being a
huh?
father.
Track one.
And they'll be like, huh?
Yeah, I mean, but I would not know what anybody thinks, you know what I mean? I just had to say that to you because as at that moment, whoever thought anything about the music industry and entertainment would think this was the perfect time.
And I think they were
I
speaking,
agree.
they were speaking about it from a PR angle,
Yes.
From a
but-
buzz angle.
from a buzz angle
so-
of how everybody wants to go and check
yeah,
what
so
you're doing.
segue
and
to
numbers.
this.
Nah, seriously, this thing gave me a Metolani headaches.
Yeah.
We would call each other and be like,
Make
how
things
can
and
Vector
Vector not
have the biggest,
biggest
moment
and not have an album out? Yeah, it was a
what the
conversation.
hell, bro?
Yes, it's how you should expect me to be.
Mm.
I shouldn't. You have the liberty to think in that space.
Yeah.
But you want me to always be original to my thoughts, especially if one
Yeah.
day my lyrics can save your moment.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what makes you you.
Yeah, like that's what you should expect from artists. Like artists are the people that help you, say, I never really thought about it like this. So, that's what I thought it was,
I
Plenty-
never thought about it from that actually.
Yeah.
I never did.
Well, like artists are shaping the thought patterns of
No,
No,
from
like
the
this,
perspective of
literally what you what you just
expectation.
explained
Yeah.
now about Early Momo and the album.
expectation.
Yeah, even my sound engineer was saying, I don't know what you put in that Momo track, but we need to give them the same of that. I'm like, isn't that why we're stagnant? Because I'm not always in the sensual energy with music. I'm also fucking pissed every day by other things beyond loving a
Love.
woman's body.
Yes, and I'm also experiencing different things that I need to talk about.
Yeah, and it has to be that way. So, it's there was someone talking about. I think kind of like segue away from that now.
Yeah.
What was it that you were saying then?
We're talking about oh Jesus Christ. We're talking about no. Okay, we're talking about how people are trying to push the importance of having honest conversations and how
We use this Elon Musk,
Elon Musk
and
as
his
an
Twitter people as an
example.
example.
Okay, yeah. What I was trying to say then is, but you don't know what Elon Musk is going through. So Vector 2, oh my God, why didn't he drop this album then? But what if his plans are different? So Elon Musk is behaving the way he's behaving. Are you in the boardroom knowing what? Because everybody said they cover some kind of figures once or twice. Do you know what he's discovering that is his loss right now?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Like, we don't know none of that. So in my head, bro, if before Twitter there was something now, before that one too there was something. So if he's using and doing himself, no, you are human beings.
mistakes are allowed.
Bro, and the mistake will cost you your matter.
Congrats.
People will
Congrats
move
to
on
you.
to something else.
Meanwhile, the guy
promise.
that created Twitter, what's his name?
Jack
again?
Dorsey.
Jack Dorsey has
Blue
a
Sky?
Blue Sky.
Blue sky.
Yeah. Like, no, now
Why
the
you
thing
saying-
is,
it might-
the thing is, any progressive thinking person would be interested in any other social media platform
I agree.
that doesn't imprison you with algorithm excuses.
Yeah.
Yes. So this is the scam with social
New
media.
social media platforms.
The initial social media platforms we got on, they got you on there. They made you build your audience. But then by algorithm excuses, you now have to advertise to the audience you built yourself. They didn't give you the audience so that you could advertise to them. You built them from one to whatever they are now.
By yourself.
Then all of a sudden, you can't reach all of them by algorithm excuse. So I want to believe like the future of that's how TikTok won.
Yeah.
Algorithm wasn't favoring anything other than the cool thing that people saw, which is what social media should be, by the way. Just show them the socialization of human beings, right? So it's there are a lot of things to consider, but you don't know the back end of the people that are doing things. You don't know what's going on. So people keep thinking the cancel culture type mentality. Cancel culture is opinion based.
Yeah, it is. No facts usually. So
this critique too is opinion based.
Yeah.
Right. But then again, if you had the Elon Musk money, would you buy Twitter?
Would you do better?
And if you bought Twitter, I don't even know that you do better. No, like would you buy Twitter? If you bought Twitter, would you like somebody to tell you how to do your thing that you paid so much money for, that enough for them to even go open another platform that will be competition? No? Like, I don't understand. He's the owner now. The height you can do is like music too. You don't like it, leave it. You try to say they criticize and they check and you don't say the beats. No, what if now intentionally now why didn't do the thing like that? There are people who earn music abroad playing on albums.
Yep.
That's all.
Yeah, they just do a next track. Like what? Oh my God, he ended abruptly, so it's not good. That's what he wanted to do. So let owners be owners. You know what I mean?
And consumers
be consumers, and when you become an owner, do accordingly.
I mean, Elon Musk, the situation with Elon Musk was also very interesting. He made an intention to buy Twitter. Then he tried to back out of it because inflation was a problem, and he also felt like Twitter lied about like
certain things,
bots on the platform.
But he hasn't dealt with the bot situation.
They went to court in Delaware, I believe, and then in the early stages he realized that he wasn't going to win. So when he tried to back out, Twitter tried to make him pay like the 47 billion, even though he wasn't going to buy it. I mean, a fine of like even 4 billion, and he didn't want to pay that. So it was basically forced to buy Twitter at the end of the day.
Yes, he was forced to buy Twitter.
So I mean,
Vector on this album, what was the last song that you added to
it? I don't have them in chronological order.
What's the last song you recorded?
Yeah, so Missing Data, I had to do Shoki Shombolo, the second verse again. Wandeko, we had to re-record his verse again.
Why did you have to re-record Wandeko?
He wanted to change. He felt he wasn't satisfied with his
That's
initial.
a song that when I heard as a single, I liked it, but I would say I did not appreciate it.
Mama
but when I listened to it in the album, I appreciated it.
It made more sense.
Oh yeah, I mean, I can totally understand that. I guess it just also shows that whoever, for example, shared the same energy with you would not understand the context of importance with the music until you hear. So maybe we should be a bit more patient too with music.
Yeah,
I mean,
I agree.
Yeah, people do things differently. I would make my music different from how any other person would make their music, and isn't it ironic that my mama Maradona was referenced in the introduction?
Yes, it was.
So sometimes the artist is enjoying his cruise with the people.
Yeah,
just enjoy it. Leave your opinions or suggestions.
But is it possible to consume anything and not have your personal opinion?
Within your circle where that makes sense or that has value, yes. In a circle where you don't pay for nothing, you don't know their emotional state, you don't know their financial state, you don't know their financial complications, you know what I mean? So they may have money, but you don't know, like, a lot of you don't know a lot of things that happen in backdoor, so your opinions are usually just, they don't know anything, don't worry. Trust me, a lot of you don't, even the exclusive guys on media, you don't know anything. You just think you do.
Yeah.
A lot of times artists just come out and just say things to you because they just want to say it to you. It's not necessarily what it really is. The real situation behind closed doors.
Nobody says that.
Every day go be news flash. Breaking.
Re-breaking. Like
Yes.
the life of an artist is breaking news every time.
But you don't understand how much more deep.
Which review have you read from this album that you didn't like?
Do you
I
read
stopped
reviews?
reading. I don't. When they always used to bring reviews to me, I'm like, why? It's kind of like, what's his name again? Stanislav Zukowski. He was an artist. I think he was referenced to be the greatest artist nobody ever knew. Check him out. The documentary is called The Struggle. He was going to get into an art school, and upon entry, they were all asked to sketch a human being that was standing in front of them. And then he decided to sketch the knee in full detail with lights.
The knee.
Yeah, the knee of the human being. And when the examiner came, he said, oh, like he actually did a dope job, but then he should follow the rules because they told him something else. And then he said, I think he asked him, how then is it possible that you know my interpretation of art?
If I follow the rules.
It's mine. Right? It's art. It's mine. Like, now let me know. Wait, see how they do. Right?
How do you marry? Because I listen to. So there is an artist that I don't want to mention the artist's name right now. Everybody in this room knows. I'll mention it after this conversation. I listen to the person's music, and I can see the talent. Excel will know the person I'm talking about already. I can see the talent, right? But I can't see that the person understands how to make music. I can't see the structure. Do you understand? I can't see the structure. Like the person feels like the person is. You know how songs are structured? Oh, the verse, and then there's a place for the hook. It's like the person is singing hook like 3 bars before it should get to the hook. Does that make sense? That's an extreme case, obviously, of like imperfections on music. I mean, that's probably how he wants to make it, right? But it's incongruous for people to listen to. And he was telling me some days ago that, his manager was telling me that, they don't know why the music is not working, even though the person has all this virality, blah, blah. And I told the person, get someone that this person can listen to. Because the way he's making music, there's a lot of talent, but it doesn't understand strong song structure.
But there's
and it doesn't
also
want
growth.
to listen.
But there's also growth. It's okay for... There's nobody that doesn't want to listen. Maybe you're not just speaking to them.
The way that they would understand.
How they would understand. Yeah, like that's it. You will sign artists, you're supposed to know many, many, many things. But that's also a problem I've sensed with signing artists or working with artists. Most managers don't even have they don't know that your job is just to sell exactly what the talent is that you're with.
To sell?
Yes, your job is to sell
them
talent,
the way they are.
And not just lift a template from another person, which is usually, if we have money now, we'll just plug it here. What if this guy just needs to go to a bus stop and sing?
So stop using the same template for every artist.
Yeah, that's why everybody... The template is simple. If we have money, we'll put it here.
Yeah, but that's a strong point because, and this is a problem I have with a lot of the new guys in particular. When people send me private SoundCloud links and it's guys, I'm hearing Wizkid, I'm hearing Burna Boy, I'm hearing people sounding exactly like how... Maybe it's different with the women. Maybe because we don't have a lot of...
They're starting to sound like...
Maybe because we don't have a lot of women popping and whatnot. And now, okay, for you, you're saying they're starting to sound alike, but for me, it's like I see a lot of people copying rather than being original.
I mean, like I said, there's also the space. There's time for growth.
There is.
When the first songs that Michael Jackson was singing and the one that was singing later, they're different.
But Vector, the audience... I was going to say the audience is wicked now, but let me rephrase that. The times is crazy now.
That's lesson for the artists to learn.
Yeah, because we know, like me and Matona were having this argument. We know of people that had big songs or big albums 2 years ago or a year ago, and this year the audience is making them feel like they ain't done shit.
Yeah,
and the person's not telling you that I just released something like
But I think our last conversation, I'm not sure, but I think we had a conversation along the lines of people mistakenly blowing as who they are not.
Yes.
Did we have that conversation?
You referenced it. No.
I mean, I
you
think
did.
I'm not sure that I
Yeah.
said that, but I
You
realized
referenced
that people mistakenly blow as who they are not. So another example of that would be if I had focused on
Early
gist,
Momo.
Early Momo, I would have
Gonna done me like a sensual
continuously, I would
album.
have
Made
most
bangers
likely
on
represented
bangers.
myself as Maxwell.
But
Afro Maxwell.
but Vector, to be very honest, whether or not you want
Yeah, Limo.
forget
Take it in.
Vector, wait, forget you representing yourself
As Maxwell.
forget you representing yourself as
Afro
Maxwell. Do you know that aside
That's the
from fact
title of
that
this episode.
Afro
No,
Maxwell,
God forbid.
aside from the fact that you sang Early Momo, a lot of women see you that way.
They see me how?
Very sensual.
Very sensual.
Yes, because I am.
Exactly. So why do
Because he doesn't want to be that alone.
Let her ask the question now.
I think the two.
So why do
the two rappers?
why don't you want to show us
There are two rappers that
No.
to me
more
I'm
of what you are?
No, sorry. Two rappers that to me.
Let
right,
him
they
answer,
are-
let
They
him
are
answer.
very hardcore.
Mm-hmm.
Very, very
Jesus
hardcore.
Christ, I asked the rapper,
And this
not
is
you,
me coming
Excel.
from a rap fan perspective.
Mm-hmm.
And these two rappers, women are like, I love them.
Who?
Vector and Reminisce.
Yeah.
That's the thing. Vector is not.
Vector and Reminisce.
Vector's actually here.
Actually,
What am I
yeah.
talking about in third party? So Vector, as in I was about to say Vector.
What's your registered?
Do you know that? Other one be by women see you as sensual, Vector, and it feels like a lot of times you're always
Say the word sexual.
sexual. Let's just say what
Yes.
it is. And it feels like a lot of times you're always trying to run away from it. Why though?
I'm not
Not
trying
really,
to
no.
run. Have you forgotten that jobless interview? I'm late. How many you want fuck now? How many you want love? How many you want Davis? Like, don't you understand? So I'm not shying away from nothing. I just can't sleep with a multitude of women.
So even aside,
Oh, I can't. It's beyond just sleeping with them. I can't even be there. Like I can't have whatever. So I guess a couple of women will think, oh, he'll be a great conversationist, but yes, not with everybody.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
So I'm not running away from anything. I'm just respect yourself, so just guard yourself. You know what I'm saying?
I'm also even referring to it, referring to the music side, like you being a sexual or sensual person,
Yeah.
Yeah,
with
it's
music.
a sex symbol.
Sex symbol, and also being sensual with your music, like Early Momo, and people
Yeah.
saying that, oh, we can see the sense you being sensual and being a sexual person.
Women love
We
that.
would love maybe you give us more of that.
Well, okay, so there's this spirit of what you call sensuality, and that would be maybe in the soul of the music.
Yeah.
But Mercy has that, like so.
No, you're not
I-
asking us to
I
take off our
dare
hands
not-
on Mercy though.
No human being should play any role in his life according to opinion.
I agree.
So it may be tempting.
Maybe.
It may be tempting, to. I mean, like you were saying, you come and say, my family, our body, they adapt. If I hit the gym in 2 weeks again, I'm buff again,
Yeah.
right? So I can actually live
That
through
life.
the say from in those jeans.
No.
But
Now
it's,
come and snap it like this.
but
Oh
bruh,
my
woman,
God.
say you can't. There's more to me than just being.
They're trying to keep you in a box.
I mean, I don't mind being in the box. Just feed me, love me, and never leave me. No, but like there's no need to shy away from anything. It's just
Yeah.
I mean,
I'm more than just that.
yeah. There's any man that is there. Shout out to them, Yaya and them. Just like
Le kwauku.
Yeah.
roll the waist and everything.
Baby, this your booty now. Confirm.
Victor,
All my
you are
ladies.
the worst.
All my ladies.
What was that?
No,
thing? What was that?
no,
Guess
Actually, yeah, I used to make that kind of.
what? Guess
videos.
what? Now we gotta get Yaya. Now we gotta get Yaya for this podcast.
But that's a lot of work because I remember having a conversation with Anya on radio, and he was talking about how people don't even understand the perspective and the mindset that is. That a lot of times when he was popping for the waist shaking,
Yeah.
and
He
all of
wasn't
those
in the
things that-
headspace.
sometimes he's not trying to do that.
like I
And
wouldn't
I
waste rolling with
All the time. All the time.
He goes
Even the
out.
waist go tired.
Like,
He said every time he goes out, people were always asking him to do it, and even when he didn't want to, he just had to, because that was the brand. At
So
the
maybe
time.
mistakenly blue as will not be.
Jesus.
Snap your fingers.
Yeah, that thing is very dangerous too.
He said it. He said it.
It's very dangerous too.
He said it.
Because you can blow as who you are not. Like, how dare you think Yaya wants to be sexual every day of his life?
How dare you?
How dare you think he doesn't have family issues? He's worried about friends,
Money.
people he's losing, money he's making, like future plans. How dare you think there's nothing else to this man except all his ladies? You know,
A rolling waste.
yeah.
I agree. Thank you so much, Vector. Shout out to you for 20.
Conversations with Vector always dope.
Always. And the
Allah.
funny thing is that Vector is so. You sometimes perform and take off your shirt.
Are you just trying to ask if I perform and take off my shirt?
Yeah. You sometimes do that.
It depends on how I feel.
Do you have COVID, bro?
Fuck you. The 2 times that I saw you.
Yeah, I'm COVID, bro. That bro, the entire anything. Bro.
Anyways, but Vector, the 2 times I saw you perform, you didn't take off your shirt.
Next time you're around, let me know. I will for you.
Yes! But I'm going to find my way to the front and say, Vector, you promised. Take off your shirt.
Okay,
Vector, do you think you're going to do like a headline show at any point?
at any point. Yeah.
I think you should do something intimate this December. Maybe not a big concert, maybe just something where you just sing to your fans and just talk to your fans. I think you should do that.
I mean, when it's time.
Hmm.
When it's time. The TESLIM dropped at this point for a reason.
Yeah.
We're taking our time with everything we need to do. I feel like, you know, there's so much greatness that can be done at home.
Yeah.
Still. But that's taking its time. But shout out to Kane. He's putting all that
Shout out to
together.
Kane.
Yeah.
Kane!
But we're not
need to
rushing.
beef
We're
him
not going
because
anywhere.
sometimes
No, I'm here.
Yeah.
I got you.
What's the next video?
Mercy.
I mean, he's dropped a.
Yeah,
Vector
man,
was
he-
inside the house where they born.
Is there a love interest in the Mercy video? I can be your love interest.
There's no love. The video has been shot, bro.
Okay,
Keep
sorry,
up,
sorry,
bro.
For another video where there's need for love interest. Alright, got you.
Vector, don't say that. Don't lie.
Vector, please ignore this babe.
What's that?
What's your top
What's
10
that
Vector
too?
songs?
My top 10 Vector
Vector
songs.
Or top 5.
Top 5. Let's make it top 5.
Make it top 5.
5 is good.
I don't have.
Oh God,
That's not
Vector.
possible.
I don't have top 5 Vector.
But
Like, you know what I'm saying?
It is very possible.
There are some. You know how long I've been rapping?
Yeah, it's been
Yeah,
a long time.
it's very possible. It's very, very possible.
Anyway.
I shall know. I remember lines like there's another that said, I know I was a no one was me, but I made no one to lead, but I made no one to hit. I'm Alicia Keys.
Mm.
So trust me, I'm scared. Like there are different lines that
So it's even more of the lines.
So we can
Yeah.
say favorite, your
Favorite
favorite
bars.
bars.
Maybe not songs.
bars that I can remember.
Can I tell you
I'm
mine?
sure there are
Can I
songs.
tell you mine?
Except what's your top 5 Vector?
Bars
No.
or songs.
Songs. The song with Tubaba.
Get down.
The song with Tubaba to me is a classic. Angeli is a classic.
Yes. She got
The man with the gun. The man with the gun. I love that song so much.
yeah.
Messi. And then Popular.
Yeah.
What's yours?
Me, the one with 2 Face. Then Yatinya.
She got-
Yeah.
Then Eli Momo,
Obviously.
Angeli Me,
Mm-hmm.
and was it there's a song where he said something about Lafiaji or something?
A lot of songs.
That's a lot.
That's a lot of
bruv.
songs. The particular song that he said, I'm trying to remember the line now. It's not coming to me about Lafiaji. I can't remember that song. But yeah.
Okay.
We'll come back to you.
Yeah.
Top 5.
Yes.
Shama Wawalo.
Shama.
That's number 1.
That's a good one.
Ah!
Worry, I hear you.
Number 2. That's what's the title of that song that had a video?
8.
That's what I was trying to say. No, wait.
8.
Which song that says Yatinya? That's what I was trying to say. No.
Ariyantiya.
8 I was trying
No,
to
no,
say.
no.
Okay, 8. Okay,
Uh-uh.
that's
Eight.
it.
Okay.
So it's still 4.
It's still
It's
for
It's
yours
yeah,
one.
yeah. I see you driving on design.
Yeah.
Maybe you should give me a reminder.
Oh,
And
yeah,
if I
now.
be on design,
Yeah.
till now.
Yeah.
When I'm sexual vector is my favorite. Sorry.
That's a really good song, by the way.
Beautiful song.
it's-
Alasha Oni one now.
That song is
What can I
beautiful.
say?
It's 8 I was trying to say.
What can I say? Vibes before TESLIM. What's that?
Vector's vibe.
Dun, 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 dun.
Mind games.
Oh, Emigbe. What's that?
Yeah, mind games.
Is it Mind Games?
Yes.
Mind Games, that's what the song.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, that's a really good song.
Uh-uh.
Jọ̀wọ́ bàbá mo fẹ́ yìí
Yeah,
tẹ́
no peace.
lọ́rùn
Yeah,
ayé.
yeah.
That's a really good song. Then there's this song on A7 I'm trying to remember. I can't remember the title. Yum Yum made a video about it. Was it A7? Yum Yum made a video about where it was rapping. It was rapping. What was, how did that flow go again? Yum Yum made a video about it last year, early this year.
I have to check.
But
in
he's
that-
always making me
if you,
look bad.
if you no, there's this one particular. Excel know the song now. You must know the song I'm talking about. Lyricism was, bro.
Is it the last
When
video
did the song
you
come
posted?
out?
It was A7, 2013, 14.
Is it? Well, there's no joking. WEED,
no.
we still be smoking.
Rap the verses.
Soldier go, soldier come. You
No,
know,
no,
ever
that
see
one.
the
This one
fight
is
with
rap.
soldier.
This one is
That's
better
drum.
rap.
This jive is rap. Still with the homie and that's
Yeah, that one.
yeah, that guy. It has to be.
That one.
But then honorable mentions. What's
No.
that?
Yeah.
The original was that.
What's
Yeah.
that? Good.
There's this song. Please forgive me. I'm going to murder the Yoruba.
Adura.
Yeah, Adura.
That's
Adura
another
is a
one.
great song.
If you like Mercy, you would like Adura.
Adura.
Yes.
Actually,
That's a good
yes,
song.
I
Yeah.
But
agree.
mothers love that song.
TESLIM is out. The energy still lives in me.
Yep.
Go stream that on all digital platforms. It's out everywhere. Go
Yes.
stream
And
that.
ladies, I'm getting you that video of Vector taking off his shirt. I got you.
Ladies, Melody is not for you. Melody, she's for our boyfriend. And on that note,
You're done.
we out.